everyone. Welcome back to Poppin' In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa, and today we have a friend of the pod, a girl who would feed any of her friends soup at 2:17 in the morning, and who has done so for me before.
Aw, this is true.
Oh, so cool about your guys' friendship.
That is so true. I did come downstairs to see you eating soup at 2:17 in the morning.
Yeah, but that's not feeding you. That's just seeing you eat.
If I had asked her, I feel like if we were like, Megan, can you feed us soup? I feel like Megan would not ask any questions and be like, sure. Yeah, buddy.
Plot twist, that is a reference to the common theme for tonight's...
Yeah.
Oh,
but if you don't know...
I didn't know that's where... Okay, now I'm getting it now. I was like, so you made the opening about your guys' friendship? Cool.
No, I was trying to think of an opening that was like, it's not too much of a spoiler, but we should say...
Aunt Gladys.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, got it.
Oh my god. Okay, well, if you guys didn't get it, we're here to talk about the movie Weapons. Pow, pow, pow. And I put this in all caps because I didn't want to forget. We are going to be getting into some spoilers for this movie. It's really hard to talk about it without saying any spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, skip it and go watch the movie and come back and listen to us, because it is a phenomenal movie and you should see it. But we will be like really spoiling.
Yeah.
The spoilers will be had.
Yes.
And this is Megan for anybody who didn't know.
Yeah.
Did I not say her
I don't
name?
think so. And I was like, and we do have our buddy Megan here.
Yeah.
For the third or fourth time.
Yeah, a returning guest.
Who would feed any of her friends soup at 2:17.
She's our recurring guest.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, Megan, you look gorgina today.
Yeah, you actually, I love this outfit. Where's it from?
Oh my god, thank you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've had this
fun
jumpsuit for like...
listeners.
She's like, it's from
years?
Year 21.
Oh my god, if it was.
It's from Charlotte Russe.
Can you imagine the lore that was like,
it's
the
from
Charlotte
Baby Gap?
Russe?
Sometimes I actively think about this
Gap.
this pair of leggings I had from Charlotte Russe that were so uncomfortable and just so like stupid.
Yes.
And they were just a pair of black leggings. I'm like, ew.
I have one bodycon skirt. It's in that drawer right over there that I've had since I was 18. And I won't get, it doesn't fit. It's not even in style.
On the bodycon outfits in college, skirt every color for every night of the week.
When you went into the office to go out, like when you were wearing like office
little
attire to
peplum
go
top.
out.
What is it they're calling it the office siren? Like it being like people are like office siren vibes now in 2025.
I love that. But anyways, Megan's wearing like a black, would you call it a jumpsuit? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. From somewhere.
Fitting the vibe because I am a horror okay. Queen. Horror queen.
Because I am. Oh, perfect for episode 69 today.
Oh. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Ow. Nice. Yeah, I literally put a wink next to it. Anyways, if you guys have listened to 3 minutes of us chatting, you have figured out that we're here for
If
Weapons.
you've listened to 69 episodes of us, that's...
Yeah.
And this would be the best episode yet.
Yes, you should listen to 69. Go back, listen to all 69, and then keep on going, because we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways.
We don't look to the past. We look to the future.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's called anxiety.
I actually listen to Megan episodes quite a bit. Those are my
Really?
comfort episodes.
Aww.
Yeah.
My favorite is the big squelch. That was the game.
That was when we used to name our episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's right. The House of the Dragon one.
Wow.
I felt so honored to be able to
you've
call
been
it
on
Big
for House of the
Squelch
Dragon
episode.
and something else.
Nosferatu. That's like one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a time. And now we're back for some more.
We're back.
Alexa's like, can we please talk about Weapons?
Let's circle back.
Yeah.
Put our pencil skirts on.
Do a wraparound.
But so we went and saw the movie Weapons separately. As in, Megan and I saw it together.
Separately.
Molly saw it on her own.
Okay, that makes it you guys sound mean. Okay, can I tell this story? It's actually very
please
funny.
do.
So I saw Weapons with Matthew because he really wanted to see it. You were out of town. I was supposed to be out of town. Whatever. It's a long story. Anyway.
We won't get into that. I'm very upset about it.
Okay. And Alexa, I don't know what you were doing, but Matthew and I went to see it because he wanted to see it. And we're like, yeah. And then you guys were like, you wanted to see it the next week. And I was like, you know what? I was going to see a movie called Nobody 2, which I guess I could talk about tonight, whatever, with my parents. So I was like, I'll just say I'm going to see that movie. And Alexa and Megan were like, no, we need to all see Weapons together. And I was like, oh no.
I was very aggressive about it.
And I was like, no, you guys seriously, like, go see it without me. Like, it's fine. I'll see it.
Molly was like, I've been foiled.
And Megan goes, no, we'll see it Monday or we'll see it Wednesday. And I'm like, oh God.
All
and I was
caps.
like, okay, I'll be honest. I saw it last week. I'm sorry. And you guys were genuinely so sad.
I think all I sent was a frowny face.
I could tell. And then Megan was like,
I pulled the, it's fine, no worries. And like all the worries. And I was like, Dang.
But the point is we all saw it together. I mean, we all saw it
didn't.
in general. And if you don't know, Weapons is the new horror movie from director Zach Kreger, who also did the movie Barbarian, which we've talked about on the podcast with other friend of the pod, Kelly. Go back and listen. Barbarian was one of my favorite horror movies, which people sometimes say is interesting, but I really loved it. Up until you see, like, what the monster is. And people have said, like, Weapons is better.
I think Weapons was better.
I think so, too.
I really love Barbarian, but
agree.
it is one of those movies, like, where it's, like, I love the first half, and then once it gets into, like, the Justin Long of it all, I'm kind of like, I'm good
Justin
now.
Long
Like,
of
I'm
it all.
good.
You put Justin Long in a movie, and it's like, okay, you're gonna have some comedy. You put Justin Long in a horror movie, you're gonna have some comedy in there.
Well, I was telling someone, so again, we're getting into spoilers now. Okay, spoilers. Whatever.
Spoilers.
Did we say the timestamps thing?
Oh, yes. We put the timestamps in the episode description, and we also put it on our Instagram, so follow us at Poppin' In Podcast, so you can skip to the next topic if you want, but go watch this movie and come back and listen, and if you do skip, you should still rate, review, like, and subscribe.
Yeah. So we're getting into spoilers. But, like, Justin Long shows up at one point in the movie, and, like, I've never seen, like, a theater laugh over just, like, a person showing up. Like, our theater, like, laughed.
He kind of
was
looked
just there.
ridiculous to me for some reason as a just normal dude.
I think I leaned over to you at one point because, like, another spoiler, like, he's in a scene with Sarah Paxton, who is actually married to Zach Kreger, the
I didn't
director
know
of
that.
Weapons and
I haven't
Barbarian.
seen Sarah Paxton in a
What?
hot minute.
Yeah, I read
Yeah.
that.
I love her.
Hope it's still true.
I
yeah.
love the way what you asked me. You were like, is that the girl from Aquamarine?
I mean, that's the right question to
And I
ask.
pointed-
I'm
and I
surprised
went
you
to
didn't
her.
ask.
But it
Last
was-
House on the Left.
Well, I didn't want to be too dark, but you know, I have seen the last House on the
Weapons.
Left. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? And I think I like leaned over to her too, and I was like, "That's Justin Long too, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Justin Long."
Our,
Yeah.
like, our, like,
Okay.
theater laughed when he showed
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
But, yeah.
So basically, like, the premise of Weapons, so they don't give a lot away in the trailer, but it's like a classroom in this suburban school. All 17 students go missing except for one, and no one knows where they are, and there's ring cam footage at 2:17 a.m. of all of these kids running out of their house into the distance, but nobody knows what's going
and they're
going
all
on.
from the same classroom.
Yeah, so it's been like a month, and it starts out with like this little girl like telling, she's like, you know, this thing happened. It's like a voiceover. She's like, this thing happened and nobody talks about it anymore and nobody knows what's going on, but I'm going to tell you about it now. And then you get to like this angry, almost like parent teacher meeting where they're like obviously freaking out about, they're like, where the fuck are our kids? And the teacher, they like bring up on stage and they're like, she's got to know where they are because it was her classroom. And the teacher, her name is Justine Gandy, and it's played by Julia Garner beautifully. I would say
She's such a good actor.
she's so underrated.
This is the first time I've seen her in anything, I think, but I know she's
Really?
in Ozark,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, she
My
is. I don't watch
favorite,
that show, but-
she said, someone asked her, they're like, what are the lines that people quote to you? And she was like, it's the Anna Delvey
I
one
was gonna
where
say,
she's
did
like,
you not see Anna Delvey? The Anna Delvey show?
I have no idea what that is, and that is no surprise to the listeners. I don't watch
You would
television.
like that
television.
show, Megan. I actually think you
yeah,
would.
you would. But she's like, you look Paul. Or the one in Ozark where she's like, you're gonna have to fucking kill me. And it's like so well done.
She's a very interesting
She
actress,
does like
She
a
is.
variety of
perfect for
roles.
this role.
And it's
as that,
interesting.
like,
I love
so
the way
teacher.
her character is written because she's an elementary school teacher, and I feel like usually they write them as being like a Miss Frizzle type of thing, where they're just like, "Oh, I'm so concerned about the kids," and like whatever. And she is. You can tell that she's a good teacher that cares about her kids, but she's also like an alcoholic. And she also, like, has some problems. And, like, she's, like, a regular person. Like, her character really reminded me of, like, when you see a teacher outside of school for the first time and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
you're a person?
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this movie is the way that it's, like, narratively told. Like, it's split up into different points of view. So it's like you start out, and that's where it kind of was like Barbarian, where it's like Barbarian sort of broke the rules of how, like, a movie, like, how a story is told.
Yeah,
And that's
the
where I
scenes are,
kind
like,
of,
split.
yeah, like, where it just suddenly cuts to, like, it was like like literally like in the basement of a
Yeah.
house, and it cuts to like California.
Yeah, Justin Long
like,
on the Pacific Coast Highway.
I
getting a
remember
phone
because I
call.
texted you guys because I
Like, did
had
my
eaten an
movie
edible
get
during
cut
that,
off?
and I was like, am I still watching the same movie?
Yeah, no, I really had that thought, and even like the second or third time I saw Barbarian, I still had that thought of like, oh, I forgot this completely different time sequence of Justin Long's characters. So.
But Weapons is cool because it's from different points of views, but they all come together. So it's like all these
Yeah.
different characters. Like, it's just the way it's like narratively structured is very interesting.
And I think it's interesting also because the villain in it, they don't show, like, you have no idea what's,
Not a
like,
clue.
from the trailers. Like, you don't know what's going on. And I think Megan, during the movie, she put it very well. You turned to me and you said, I actually have no idea where this movie's going to go.
Yeah.
And, like, that kind of very rarely happens.
Yeah.
Usually you can pick something apart from the trailer. But with this, I mean, the marketing they did for this movie was very impressive. But then again, they did similar marketing for Long Legs last summer, where everybody was like, this is going to be the best horror movie of the year. And of course, there are people that are like, Long Legs sucked. And I'm sure there's people out there that think that Weapons wasn't great. But it was really good because you don't know what you're going to see from the trailer. Like, you get some premise from the trailer, but you have no idea where the movie's going to go. Really.
I'll be honest, I haven't heard a single person say, honestly, like, anything bad about Weapons.
I've read
like,
goofy TikTok comments. And
really?
And they don't mean anything. They're like, Weapons was mid, like, Weapons was this. And I'm like, stop.
Every person I've talked to on the streets, every podcast I've listened to, every review, everyone was like, that was so fun.
It was like, sometimes it's like a movie is really good, but then it's like not really scary. But I felt like I was scared multiple
Definitely.
times.
We grabbed each other so many times.
Oh, that one time I literally accidentally grabbed Megan's boob. I was like, ah!
What was it? So for me, oh my gosh, when they showed the lady coming out of the house with the scissors,
yes,
that's
when I was like,
when
yes,
Justine was in the car,
yes. The way they showed that,
I was literally like,
oh, I'm getting shivers when they showed her walking out of the house.
Yeah,
ugh.
And I think like someone was talking about like, especially from Justine's angle, it's very point of view. So like you'll see like over her shoulder or whatever. But this one, like she's asleep, and it's like you don't even need to see like fully what's going on, and that makes it scarier that you can't see the woman in the car. They don't show her, and all you can see is her like snipping that little piece of hair.
Yeah,
and
see like the car shake.
Shit,
she's like getting
and
in
she's
it, but you
coming
don't see
out
her
with
getting
scissors,
in it.
so you assume she's gonna like stab her, kill her, and she just cuts her hair. And
and that's also still kind of from Justine's point of view because she can't see her. I mean, we happen to be watching her sleep, but
and it's so
that scene really scared me.
Scenes like that are what make me afraid of the dark, and I've been afraid of the dark since I was little, obviously, but I love scary movies, so it doesn't make any sense. But scenes like that make me afraid to close my eyes, because when you are asleep, it's like Paranormal Activity. You don't know what's good. Those movies aren't great, but it's like
I think they
were scary.
They are, but like and that type of horror was interesting, but like it's like you don't know what's gonna happen while you have your eyes closed.
When they showed her on the first jump scare, and I hate to call it jump scare because I hate jump scares, like that's what all the Conjuring movies are. I don't care for that. Yeah. But when they showed her on the ceiling, there was somebody on the ceiling. It was her, I think. Yeah,
why am I blanking?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like the first scary
asleep,
thing
and I think she's having a nightmare.
Yeah, and they show somebody on the ceiling.
It's like the first time you see Gladys in the movie.
But then they show Gladys when Josh Brolin rolls over, or he's like dreaming about his son.
Yeah,
and his son is asleep on the pillow, and then it turns into her face. Which, how did he have a dream about her? But whatever, it doesn't matter.
The makeup on.
I know, she was truly scary in that scene. So, here's the thing: what you were saying about like not knowing who the villain was. I do think this movie did something that I kind of get a little annoyed with horror movies. It's the only negative I'll give it. Is like, it did something that horror movies I don't love that they're doing lately, is they give too much backstory on like the villain. And which obviously for this they had to, but that makes it less scary for me. Now I wasn't scared of Aunt Gladys anymore.
Really?
You know?
I feel like they didn't give like any backstory for her.
They did. They showed her like as a person, and like, you know.
Oh, like you like just seeing her, you mean? Or
yeah, and then like understanding why she was doing what she was doing. You definitely get backstory on her.
Yeah. At first when she comes into the scene, you have this, I mean, as the audience, you are a little confused because all you hear is like his parents talking about, your Aunt Gladys is coming to stay with us, but then you slowly learn as you start to see her what she's doing, how she does that thing with like the why we're seeing weapons, why we're seeing scissors, like why she's cutting hair, why she's doing these things, and how she's making the people do what they're doing. And then at the end you find out, I mean, obviously, like this is what she's been doing all along.
Yeah, and it just made it a little less scary, but I don't but still, I still think it was a wonderful movie.
It's interesting. Yeah. Well, also that reminded me of Barbarian when you finally see the creature. I was like, I kind of would have not, I'd rather not see like that.
That's what I mean.
Big boobed creature thing.
But
also
it's so Zach Kreger at this point. Like now I'm like, okay, he just made this movie Weapons.
So Zach Kreger.
Like now I'm just like, okay, now I see the kind of horror that he's doing. And what I like about like horror movies in this like generation, I guess, I mean, you know, Jordan Peele's going to do something completely different. Zach Kreger's going to do something completely different.
So Jordan Peele fired his management of his production company because they lost
Monkey Paw?
Yeah, they lost the bidding war for this movie. He wanted this movie so badly.
Yeah,
for
a
the
lot of
production
people, not
run.
just Jordan Peele, a lot of people were fighting for the rights.
didn't
Yeah,
know
but
that.
he was mad. Like,
He was
people
really mad.
wanted this movie.
Which
And
is interesting because I couldn't see Jordan Peele doing this movie.
I think
it would have
would've
been,
been a
such a
different-
different movie.
yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, speaking of Jordan Peele, it's interesting to me now that, like, there's so, and this makes sense to me, but there's a lot of, like, comedians who are doing horror, because Zach Kreger is from the comedy, like, scene.
I didn't
He's
know that
from
either.
Whitest Kids You Know. It's like a comedy troupe. It's just funny, like, which I didn't know. I didn't really know who he was until Barbarian, but...
Well, two things about that. One, I was listening to this interview with him, and he was like, I don't understand why people think this movie's funny. He was like, sure, there's, like, little things here and
About
there,
weapons?
but... Yeah, he was like, people keep telling me how funny it is, and he's like, it's not funny. And I was like...
Well, there was definitely some comedic elements to it, if you don't
which
see
I think
that.
is interesting. But also, he did say, like, he was inspired to write this in a point of grief because one of his, like, lifelong best friends from the Whitest Kids You Know passed away.
Oh, wow.
Around 2:17 in the morning, which is kind of where that, like, time frame comes from.
Very interesting.
And he was saying, he was like, you know, when I started writing this, it wasn't from a point of like, oh, I need to top my previous whatever. It wasn't from I need to like make something to live. He was like, I just need to write something because I'm just like experiencing some sort of grief and I just need to like write my way out of it, which I think is really interesting. And so he said, he was like, I was just thinking about like, okay, like what's something scary? Thinking about like kids telling a scary story like around the fire, which is where you get like the voiceover in the beginning, like, and he's like, okay, and then like he's like, you know, and kids go like missing, okay, and he's like, okay, so then if you have kids missing, then you have like parents who are angry, and that's how you get like the first scene, and it was just interesting hearing him talk about that. And he said he was like, my first draft, like I wrote it like completely grief stricken. He was like, it was an awful time in my life. I was totally upset. And he was like, and I had to go back and be like, okay, like let me make this make sense.
And it's interesting for him to be like, I don't think it's funny. It's like, okay, it's obviously there's horror and there's grief, you know, it's about, well, whatever. But there's, Aunt Gladys is a funny character. She was funny throughout the movie, and also like at the end with the kids chasing her, like that was funny. I don't know where I couldn't see that not being funny.
I know, that's why and the thing he was like, yeah, I put some like funny moments in it, but he was like, people keep saying how funny it is, and I was like, I think what really makes it stand out is like the balance of like funny and scary.
Also, the junkie kid, like he was funny. Like, the scenes with him in the office.
Yeah. I actually got, as dark as that like whole thing was with like him, he's like you know like into drugs and things like that. Like
those are my favorite.
I like that
scenes.
actor. Like I actually, I think he was my favorite character in his Austin Abrams. Is he J.J. Abrams' son?
No,
Gracie Abrams is his daughter.
Yeah. And I was gonna say it's interesting too because I was listening to this other interview. So like after we watched the movie, of course I did like a TikTok deep dive where I was like, what does it all mean?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things that I think are accurate, where I do think it like is a representation of like school shootings in America and how like it's kind of like this whole like allegory of like tragedy and trauma and how, you know, you don't really get closure in the end and how like this thing happens and then people are just kind of like, okay, well, like we're moving on with our lives and we don't know when this is going to be over because these kids are just gone and there's nothing to do about it. But it's interesting because someone asked him that in this interview and he was like, oh, that's interesting. I was just writing it because, like, I was thinking about, like, the way parents are and my own parents, who I think he said were maybe, like, alcoholics or something. Don't quote me on that. And he was like, you know, I didn't think of it in any deeper meaning. And I looked at the comments, and one person put, yeah, because you just put an AR-15 floating above a house for no reason in this movie.
I still don't understand why we needed to see that. It didn't seem like it had anything to do with like the dream or any plot point to the movie outside of the fact that it's a weapon. But we saw like needles in the movie. We saw scissors. We saw how these things have affected other people. And that was the way I looked at it. But we didn't see AR-15s.
But I think like that was literally like, to me, was literally just being like, yeah, I'm talking about school shootings. Like, if you weren't piecing that together,
that was probably the weirdest part of the movie for me. And because I remember, I think you, like, leaned over to me and you were like, why is there an AR-15 in the sky? And I'm like,
I had to look it up.
We really didn't get it at the end. We were like, we didn't get that from, we were like, I guess it's supposed to be an allegory for school shootings, but we weren't really sure. And then I saw weapon, like, we were kind of like, maybe weapons like, Aunt Gladys uses people as weapons.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like the kids are weapons.
Yeah.
And then it's also like using your grief as a weapon, like the dad does. He kind of like weaponizes his grief to like take it out on the teacher and target her. And like, it's kind of like the way you can weaponize like different different aspects of like your life, which I think is really interesting.
Didn't you think it was crazy that everybody pointed fingers at the teacher? But I was like, what about the one kid who's left in the class? Y'all aren't gonna... I mean, I guess they did search their house. I guess they did do that. But I was kind of like, one's really pointing more fingers at them, at
what
him.
I think is crazy is that, like, and they show, they're like, they brought the kids' parents into questioning, and Aunt Gladys had to come with them, and she's like, oh, like, he just suffered a stroke, and the mom is sick. And it's like, the dad has fork holes in his face, and everyone's just like, yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, let's
this
not look into that
absolute
more.
Clown of a person and a Swiss cheese man. We're just not gonna look into that.
This Wendy's ass lady.
Yeah.
For anyone that like didn't like hasn't gathered that yet, I mean, like you find out like that this like mysterious like Aunt Gladys has come into the picture, and she's taking care of this kid's parents. She's come to take care of the parents, but you find out that she is
she's
evil.
there because she's sick.
She tells them that she's really sick and she doesn't have any other family to take care of her. But I was like, when I was reading about it, people were saying it's likely, like the way they talk about Aunt Gladys, it's likely like she is not related to them at all. She like casts some sort of spell or whatever to make them think that they knew her, because they talk about her in like these vague memories where it's like, like she didn't even come to our wedding, and like
and the
like
boy had no idea. He was like, who is this Aunt Gladys? He's like 6 years old, but like he has no idea who she is.
And she'd be like, oh, my baby's sister. And I'm like, well, you're like 70 years old, so I don't know how that would work.
I was like, maybe she's a great aunt. That's kind of what I was trying to figure out, but I wasn't sure.
I don't think she was related to them
at all. She was
a
crazy bitch is what she was. She was nuts.
Yeah, and because also they mentioned at the end, the kid goes to the other aunt who's like not ill, and it's like, well, why didn't that aunt take care of Aunt Gladys? And it's because like, okay, well, Aunt Gladys cast a spell on their parents, and to make them believe that she was related to them. And I also...
spooky.
I loved, so the principal, he also is one of my favorite, his name's Marcus Miller, he's played by Benedict Wong. When she first walks into his office, and his face is just like, oh.
Yeah.
Also,
I need the parents here.
There's been a lot, that whole conversation was really good too.
Yes.
There's been a lot of conversation too, just simply about him and his husband or boyfriend.
The hot dogs?
The hot dogs. Okay, here. Riddle me this. There's 7 hot dogs. Who was getting 4 and who was getting 3?
Yeah.
They just had a tray. It was so wholesome. They were wearing matching Disney shirts.
Yeah.
And they just set a tray of hot dogs in between them while they sit in just chairs like this and watch TV. And I'm like,
and then Aunt Gladys
it's so
screws
cute.
everything up.
But I want to know who was eating what hot dogs. But I loved, I will say, and again, back to the comedic element, like, the gas station scene, he does his little his run to the gas station, he attacks, and again they show this through different like angles. So there's like you see like 2 versions of the gas station.
And that was genuinely
very
creepy.
Yeah. When he attacks her, so the principal comes and attacks Julia Gardner's character, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, and like Josh Brolin like helps her, and she runs into the gas station, and like he chases her in there, and it was so funny. She's literally like he's chasing her throughout the gas station, and the guy's like, get out, and she's like, fucking help me.
Yeah, he's like,
really
get the fuck out, and I'm like, what? Call the police. What are you doing?
It was just the way she delivered that line was very
funny.
funny.
But watching him run in the distance
so
up there,
scary.
Just
like,
like,
that's the kind of thing that really scares me is
Yes.
something in the distance, like
that
so
the
creepy.
audience can see it, but the people on the screen cannot.
Yeah,
yes.
We know it's there.
That run. Why do they do that in Naruto? Why do they do that run?
Do we ever
He said
find
he
that
just
out?
thought it would be creepy.
Okay,
This is
like the
exactly how you're
Get Out
saying.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe
a lot of
I've
people
thought
have said,
about it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, a lot of people have said it reminds them how like characters run in like anime.
That's what. Yeah, there's a word. It's
Okay,
a
interesting.
Naruto.
Yeah, it's like that run. So
know
it's
what
interesting because now that I'm thinking about it, I really could see Jordan Peele doing it because well, neither do I, but I just know. But you know how like in Nope at least he did like the title, like it'd be like.
I haven't seen Nope.
I did, but I don't remember.
I still haven't seen
trying
it.
to follow.
Nope is so good.
I know. I've been wanting to. I don't know why I
People
haven't.
don't like it because it's not as like much of a horror movie. No,
That's why I don't like. I don't know. Now Molly loves it.
You would like
I guess
it,
listen
no,
to her.
it's
I don't.
I think you would
I
like
feel
it.
torn. I feel like I have like a devil and an angel on my
I'm not
shoulder.
gonna force you to watch it,
I
but
would probably
it is
listen
a
to her
great
and-
movie.
No,
like,
I
like
will. I mean, I will watch it.
visually, it's like a very good movie. But anyway, he does like the title cards too, where he goes like whatever. I could actually, now that I think about it, I really could see him doing it, but he didn't. And haha, Just kidding.
Honestly, a side note real quick about Nope, I think the reason I don't like it is because I don't understand it. That's just another...
There's a lot to unpack with that movie.
There is.
Yeah.
But
Watch
anyway.
that can be your homework. You can watch Nope and
Yeah, I'm
report
surprised you've
back.
never seen it. It is really
I
good.
meant to see it.
Get
and then I
Out is
just
my
didn't.
favorite by him.
Oh,
It was
I
one
have
of those
seen Get
when we
Out.
first saw...
And I've seen Us.
That's a great... I like that one.
I would say Us out of the 3 is the worst one.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
the
like
scariest.
Us.
I'm terrified
The
of
end.
Us.
The end.
The
I'm
end
lost in
totally
end,
ruined that
but
movie.
I was
Get
just
Out
like,
is
hands
impressive.
across America.
And side note, I do want to see him. I do want to see him.
I'm so uninterested in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
only
why.
I wanna
think about
see
it
it.
when you mention it, but
I know,
I'll
me
see it with
too.
you if you want to see it.
Oh.
But what were you gonna say about this movie? Sorry.
Sorry.
I feel like you've been. It's okay. Yes, and
Yeah.
I concur.
You did allude to something earlier when you were mentioning the like the kid who plays like the druggie and like
I was actually going to go to that. That is, thank
got
you,
you,
Megan.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is the only one who's been with Zach Kreger throughout the entire process of making this movie because when he was
Really?
originally making it, Pedro somebody
Yeah,
was
Pedro Pascal was originally, I think, going to be in one of these roles.
which it was supposed to be Josh Brolin's character, I believe.
and here's the thing.
Maybe the cop, either Josh Brolin or the cop, but
Yeah.
he was supposed to be in it, which
Pascal,
sometimes
man.
I love Josh Brolin, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, oh damn.
Really, I think this was perfectly
I think Josh
cast.
Brolin was great in it. Don't get me wrong. Somebody else was supposed to be Julie Gardner's character. Cannot remember who, but
he's in the Goonies. I've never seen that.
Josh Brolin, yeah. When he was a teenager, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin Abrams is the only person who was in it the whole time.
Interesting.
And he's
You know
great.
what I
He's
also
so
forgetting
good.
what he's
think
in.
was I learned today. So the whole, which is one of my, it was such a good scene of where at the end when all those like kids wake up and they chase Gladys. That was kind of originally like tacked on, because they like got to the end of filming and Zach Kreger was just like. Originally, he just had them, like, bursting through the window and killing her. And he was like, I just feel like we need to do something more. So they had to add on, like, 4 days of filming. And they also had to be like, okay, now we got to find some houses we can destroy or whatever.
So funny.
And
That was such a well-filmed
Those
scene.
Yeah.
kids
And again,
probably
I'm
had a
shocked-
blast.
it's worth
shocked
it.
he didn't think that was funny. Like, he didn't see the
No,
funny
that
in
is
that.
the humor that I got
Yeah.
from this movie is watching Aunt Gladys.
Yeah, I think
I've
like
told
the
you
kids,
guys,
like,
my niche brand of humor is like seeing somebody run across the screen, like, and there's one scene where they show like they're showing them run through the house like a tracking shot, and then they show like outside, they just show a view and they just show Gladys running, and then they show all the kids like
That was funny.
That's so funny.
I thought it
It's
was
very
very well
funny.
done.
It is. And the thing is, I think he recognizes there are funny moments, but I think he's just surprised by how funny people think
Like I wouldn't
is.
call it a horror comedy, but
No.
I wouldn't call it
No.
that.
But I
no.
think that's one of the reasons I like his work is like it's very scary, but then he has these lighthearted moments that like
Yes.
it doesn't detract from the scariness, but it like really adds to like the layers of the movie.
I would say Barbarian had the same amount of humor in it.
Yeah,
Like,
where
so,
Justin
yeah.
Long's like measuring the tunnels.
That's
He's just
hila-
like
that was
Or when
hilarious.
she
Yes.
tries to like bottle feed and like breastfeed him.
So
That's
that
ki-
was nasty.
That's
I was
kind
good
of
on
where
that.
it lost
That's
me
what
on
all
the
the
horror
ends
side
go
of it.
into
I was
the-
like, this is weird.
And in that movie, they go into like they go too much. That movie went on for too long. I thought they go into like the old man, like and his whole
Oh,
thing. I
yeah.
felt like in
Oh.
Barbarian, that's when I like lose interest. In
Yeah.
that
that
did make me uncomfortable because you find out like
It's dark. Yeah,
Yeah.
what
It's
that
really dark.
old man was doing, and
Yeah.
it's very
It's
dark.
crazy. And the thing is, I think that Zach Kreger does well in both this and Barbarian is it's like these little moments of horror. Like in Barbarian when she finds that rope in the basement and she's pulling it and it's
Ugh,
not
so
it's
scary.
not like
I
crazy,
would've
but
stopped
it's
pulling
like
on that.
it's so scary. And it's the same thing in this movie where it's just like, oh, she's just sleeping in a car and you can't even
Yes.
see like the scary thing. And he also does a lot of like almost jump scares that have you like looking around. But and I think you need that too because you're like prepping for it. But it's not too many jump scares, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something interesting that I read. I did a similar TikTok deep dive. Again, I don't know how accurate this is, but I think I was explaining it to either Molly or both of you or one of you. I cannot recall. But I read that there is some kind of tie, like that there may be some kind of relation, some kind of connection between Barbarian and Weapons, specifically with the actress from Barbarian and why she was leaving town for she was coming to town for an interview.
Oh, maybe
And,
I
like,
saw this because you sent it to us. I think,
Probably.
yeah.
And apparently she is getting calls on her phone from somebody named Marcus. So people are thinking that Marcus in Barbarian is Marcus the teacher
Yeah.
or the
Principal.
principal from Weapons, thinking that because he makes a reference to a teacher that quit or a teacher that left for some unknown reason. So people are trying to say, oh, she's the former teacher, like Marcus is calling her, and it doesn't. I don't know.
It doesn't make a connection because the only thing with Barbarian, she was like a she worked for movies or whatever. She worked with like a documentary. That's what she was interviewing for.
Maybe it doesn't.
So,
I again TikTok lore.
That's interesting, but
and I would have never noticed it had I not like heard that. And I'm like, what could
I
the
will say,
potential relation be to that?
I watched a lot of TikTok videos, and some of them were very much like reading into it a lot, where it's just like
I never watch all that.
The curtains are red because they're red. It's not like a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like some people were like, oh, it's 2:17 because it's related to Matthew 2:17, where all of the children are killed. All like the Jewish boys are killed because of I don't know, but you know what I mean. Where I'm like, I don't think that's what it is. Like,
I'd be curious to know if there is a meaning behind that though. Like Zach, like why 2:17? Like
I do think it has to do with his friend dying around 2:17 in the morning.
I thought you said something about like February 17th was the.
But also that people were saying like the Parkland killing,
shooting,
in which I think like if he hasn't
Valentine's Day.
It was around 2:17, so that's why I'm like, but it was 17 students I think who were killed. Which I think it's just a lot of coincidences, and like the shooter was like a guy with red hair that people referred to as a clown. You know what I mean? Which looks very similar to Gladys.
That's a lot of.
And again, he's like he hasn't confirmed that, but I'm like, it is a lot of coincidences. I do think it's interesting because it did give, like I was telling Megan, Gladys's character, I was like, oh, this feels very It. And I think like Zach Kreger is good at like what Stephen King does, which is like suburban horror.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I love me some Stephen King.
Yeah.
I love the idea of suburban horror. I love the idea of like, you don't like, there's something going on in your neighborhood, you don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden a little boy is taking down a drain and
something strange in the neighborhood.
But now that I think about that, like that really
Zach Kreger.
Apparently it's like Ghostbusters, but I've never seen that either. So.
I know it's Ghostbusters. I was like,
oh no, I figured it was.
She was saying apparently.
And I'm just saying once again, it's something I haven't seen.
I don't know if you would like it.
No, probably not. And if any of you know this about our friendship, all I need to do is ask Alexa and Molly if I would like something, and they'll tell me, no, I don't think so. And I literally will just not watch it.
You really... No, thank you.
What was I the wild card for earlier?
Baby
you
Reindeer.
Said you watched Baby Reindeer twice, which I never would have thought you would ever watch
I like
that.
Crazy Stalkers.
That's true, you do.
Yeah, but
British.
Sometimes
you're not like a British
Sometimes
girl.
I'm like,
I'm
gonna...
do kind of be pissing me off, but it's fine.
See, you said that to the wrong two people.
I would die for England.
Oh.
Yeah, I would go.
Mother England.
I would go.
I just think this is the best horror movie I've seen in like a long time.
Yes. Wait, in a long time? Well,
yeah. Like, I can't, besides maybe Barbarian, which I know had its faults. Yeah. And what's interesting is people were, like, worried that this was maybe going to be
like
his...
The Witch, like, The Lighthouse,
No, I'm literally trying to think about, the
I will
scariest
say,
horror movie I've seen recently.
Yeah, I would put this up there with, like, Midsummer and, Hereditary, which he said Hereditary inspired him a lot.
Hereditary is another one that has, like, a lot of humor in it. Like, even has dark... Or, I wouldn't say... a lot of humor, but there's like some humor to it, and also I think it came from like Ari Aster didn't write that originally to be a horror movie. It was supposed to be a family drama. About grief, and it just turned into oh my gosh, I don't know why Lucy scared me so bad. Really, I guess he was convinced to make it a horror movie or something. I don't know.
It's interesting. I was listening to this. I think it was Pop Culture Happy Hour. They were talking about how like a lot of horror is now like trauma porn almost, where it's like we're gonna take trauma and we're gonna make it horror. But I kind of like that.
Yeah, instead of torture porn.
I think it makes it really like more realistic, and also like in terms of torture porn, I will say like for the Zach Kreger things, I'm like when the principal like was vomiting black bile onto the person, I was like I didn't need that actually. And then also like the way they tear Gladys apart in the end, I like that they do that, but I'm like I just don't need to see her skull breaking. But it's things like that I don't like it's not body horror, but it's just like you know, like when she's taking a potato peeler to his face, I'm like, I'm okay.
Oh gosh.
The knives, and I felt so bad for that little boy.
I did too. That was upsetting.
Yeah. I felt so bad for him that he was so quiet in school, and you just obviously this is a life lesson. You just do not know what people are going through.
Yeah.
I need to take this.
You never know when somebody has their Aunt Gladys coming to visit and taking over their parents'
making
souls.
him walk miles
and
to
making
pick up
him buy soup for 17 kids.
Which plot twist: the kids are all in the basement. basement. He feeds them all soup, by the way.
Yeah, which also
sad.
someone was saying, they were
He's
like,
really
there's
sad. That
really
was sad.
not, no one's paying attention to this kid. He's buying the store out of all their soup.
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
And it's like, he's so stressed. He's
got
got
a little boy.
He's like,
gotta
you're here
feed-
for more Campbell's?
Yeah,
Like,
every
what?
night he's got to feed 20 people soup. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
Yes.
that was unrealistic. That was like, I thought that too when he was walking home from the store with all those groceries. I was like, no one at the store was like, why is this 11-year-old?
11-year-old.
First grade? How old are you in
Yeah.
first grade?
You're like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too
they were
young.
first grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, not only is he,
wouldn't have let him buy
it's a
soup.
6 or 7-year-old walking home with 32
That was
cans
Alexa
of
at
soup.
6 years
Yeah.
No, literally.
But also-
Actually, Alexa was that child.
But also, he's the only kid left from the disappearance, so no one's like, hey, he's got the exact number of soups for the kids who have disappeared.
He's buying 17
Literally.
soup.
yeah,
yes.
again,
Actually, he's
spoiler.
buying 19. He
You
bought it
do
first
find
grade.
out
Still.
what happens to the kids, and they are in the basement of Alex's house where Aunt Gladys is
I
keeping
will say
them.
one of the parts where I was literally like, "Oh my god!" was when the junkie guy was in the house,
Yes.
and he was like stealing stuff, and he went to the
Yes.
basement, and they all turned around, or like he was like
Oh.
stealing stuff, and then
He was
the
like, "Oh,
parents
shit."
started moving. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
That was good. In the basement that's when I grabbed Megan's boob. That's when I was like, both
Apparently
of us were
so.
like,
Yeah, you gotta grab what's near.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember it. I don't remember it because I grabbed you so many times.
Yes,
I
we
thought,
had- there was so many
Keep my
times.
foot away from here.
no, you're totally fine.
Um,
I do have a broken toe, and I think Molly's afraid that like she's gonna hit it, but I do have it very protected.
okay.
"Oh,
You're totally fine.
okay."
She's afraid.
You have a blanket over it.
No,
but
no,
okay.
she's afraid she's gonna hit my toe, and I literally
I really
have it,
will just stomp. my
I
foot
literally have it
down.
protected, and I did drop my wallet on it, so it's fine.
You didn't drop it. Poe dropped in a wallow on Megan's foot. That's not why it's broken.
Which is
anyway.
sure
no,
how a
it's
little
not
dog
why it's
does
broken.
that, but-
yeah,
Yeah.
we're fine.
But-
I'll probably just cut it off.
Oh, you know what else scared me was when the cop, who I really like that actor. What's his name?
He
I gotta
was
get-
fine.
I
Okay.
no.
Yes.
Let me
Who
say
was
something.
that
His name is
man?
Alden, and whatever. I can't say his last name, but he play everybody. We know
Alden
him.
Enrich.
Have
I
you guys
think.
ever seen Hail Caesar? Because he's in that.
Yeah, no, but I know
You would like
I
Hail
know,
Caesar.
yeah.
Don't know about you. Probably not. You don't care about Coen Brothers.
Easy.
Movie. But he's good in that. He also played a young Han Solo. I think that movie was shit, but
He is so
he was
fine.
in Solo.
Alden?
He's great. I wish he was in more things.
Yeah.
He's really good. Oh, he's in Oppenheimer as well. Anyway.
Wait, is he
Um,
really?
Yeah, he was like he's in it a lot. I just don't remember his
Yeah.
character's name.
Alden? Aaron Rich.
But when he comes out of because he and the junkie character, Alston
Yes.
Abrams character have like
Amazing.
the whole thing, like the whole movie, and
He's in Supernatural too. I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, I love Supernatural.
I've never seen that in my life.
That's shocking.
Not
you
to
guys
be
would have
dismissive, but
you guys would have liked it back in 2002. Anyways.
2014 Tumblr.
He's also in
Yes.
Cocaine Bear for anyone that cares. But
Yes, I never saw that.
neither.
Well, anyway, when he comes out of the house and you think he's coming back to the car,
Oh,
and
Yes.
he drags him. Oh my
I didn't.
God.
As soon as he opened that door, I was like,
Yeah, I was like, he's a goner.
He's. You
like,
better
he's-
find a way out.
He's
Yeah.
we can't because he's in a cop car.
I know.
Terrifying.
I forgot that it was
That
locked.
was-
That's
yeah.
crazy.
he was good. He brought some like interesting like humor
Yeah.
because of like whatever relationship like he has with Justine. I mean, obviously they have a history, but like the way he like acted with her at the bar, like it was interesting.
Man,
He's-
she
And I
couldn't
think
catch a break when she was at the
No.
grocery store and the
Yeah.
girlfriend attacks her. I was like,
Oh,
this girl.
man.
That was scary
I
too.
whispered
That
to
was
Matthew, I was
scary.
like, she needs to move towns. Like, she
Yeah.
needs to go somewhere else.
She
they all
also-
thought she had something to do with the kids' disappearance. They were all her class.
And
Yeah.
she was, like, the woman hated her. Like, I was like, you gotta get out of here,
She
girl.
also was
She had
one
her
of those
car
things-
painted on in the middle of
Yeah.
the night, but you find
Yeah.
out it was Josh. It
She's-
was Gladys. No, Josh.
No,
Brolin.
it was Josh Brolin. And it also, like, she's one of those people, like, when she's in the house by herself, it's just, like, you're, like, doing the dumbest things ever, where, like, someone knocks on the door and she's like, who's there? And I'm like, bitch, you should hide.
No,
you should
you know what? I
She
I
did.
thought that scene was good because first of all, the knocking was terrifying because it wasn't just like it was like when someone starts knocking because it's actually one of
Yeah.
my fears when I'm in the house alone is like
Yeah.
somebody knocking really fast at night. That's like
That's
so
like
terrifying. And
Someone
she,
needs something.
She has like a really good reaction to it that I felt was realistic where she's like, "Fuck what?" Like she like
Yeah.
freaks out. I was like, "That's how I would be."
Yeah, it was
She's a great
really
actor.
giving like
I
The
love her.
Strangers for a hot second because like
Yeah.
that movie amazing. They
Yeah.
knock real loud like at
Yeah.
first and then they're like Is Tamara here?
Oh my God,
That's a great movie.
I also have to share, like, so I was home alone last week, but I'm also dog sitting. So the other dog, when I got home, I'm tucked into bed, and I look, she's at the top of the stairs staring. She's not moving. I'm like, Lucy, come here. She's not flinching. She's not turning her head. She was staring so intensely. I got up. I'm like, I don't see anything at the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, come on. She won't stop looking. So I literally was like, I picked her up, and I put her into the room with me. Yes. What? And then I locked the door, and she slept by the door. And I literally was like,
protecting you.
I know, but from what?
Oh.
And
fucking what? What? But I was like, I
see Poe doing the run.
Poe was asleep.
At 2:17 in the morning, Poe's up on her hind
Poe
legs,
and Lucy
running.
go out the door.
Poe's like, you're here to protect me, so you better figure it out.
The other thing is little or just dogs in general love to freak out at the smallest noise. It's never just like a big noise. It's always like I don't want to do it because they'll freak out, but if you move your phone slightly on the table and it makes the littlest knock.
Yes.
They know yes.
And also they love to just like stare at the wall.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm haunted.
No,
there's a ghost.
Cats really do that.
Yeah.
Obi will stare at the fireplace, in the fireplace. And I'm like, what's in there? What?
Yes. But see, like, I don't get as freaked out with cats because they just do that. But when dogs do it, when they're like intensely focused on something, like a squirrel runs by and they don't even see it, I'm like, we're gonna die.
Well, Matthew texted me when I was out of town a couple weeks ago. He was watching a horror movie at home alone, and Obi just randomly decided to start running through the house like at night, and he was just like, I'm so scared.
What movie was he watching?
I don't know.
Curious.
I don't remember.
That's very interesting. I mean, cats do get the zoomies at night.
Yeah.
Apparently so. I mean, I'm living with cats for the first time ever in my life, and like they do be running around in the middle of the night sometimes. I'll wake up and something knocks over.
Skinamarink. It was, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I would love a cat horror. I think the
Cat what?
A cat horror
movie.
Well, they're making one about a dog, and I would not be seeing that.
I don't want to see that.
No,
it got dumb. Reviews. I might see it.
Dumb.
Well, the most Googled question about it right now is, does the dog die? And I forgot, a good boy or something.
Yeah, a good boy. I will not be seeing that.
I'm not seeing. They gotta chill with all these like different. We don't need that.
Yes, I was telling. So Molly convinced me to watch a show. And I won't say which one because it's a little bit of spoiler, but maybe I should. But I was like, oh my God, you didn't tell me that they have to like take a rock and bust this dog's head open. But you texted me
a mercy kill. They hit him with a car,
and you said, "Oh, well, I mean, they hit him with a car." And I said, "That doesn't make it better. They still killed this dog."
Show?
I didn't. I just.
Can you please tell me the show's name?
It's The End of the Fucking World. I'll let people know.
That's what the show is called?
I need to know if a dog dies. It's not like super specific to the plot or anything. But I was just like,
I don't like animal deaths. Human deaths, I'll deal with it.
But it was said, whoops, LOL.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, to me, it didn't bother me that much. But it wasn't, because to me, it wasn't like, I didn't feel like I was watching animal. I just was kind of like, this is really sad. But it was more about like the character growth, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You know what I just realized? No animals and weapons.
Yeah, because they were like, we have 17 kids. It's already like really.
No, seriously though.
That's true. But I mean, loved it. I would say 10 out of 10. Chris and I are going to see it tomorrow. I'm excited to see it again. I'm excited to see someone see it.
Yes.
You know?
That's what I wanted. Cindy, if you're listening, we could have seen it together.
I think you guys should still see it in the theaters. I think, Cindy, you should just book a ticket any day of the week.
Well, she's not listening because she probably would skip this part.
Oh, right.
Oh, fair. Cindy Starr.
But it's a fun, like collective viewing experience. Because, like, Justin Long came on, everyone in our theater, like, laughed. Like, when...
And then he's in it for,
you
like...
just stole that from me. I said that.
Did you? Well, we had the same experience.
I literally said that to it. Did I not?
Yeah. But, I mean, it did happen.
But also, like, there were times where people, like, I could hear people being like, oh, fuck no. Like, when certain things would happen or whatever.
Oh, somebody screamed when they showed her on the ceiling.
Really?
Yeah. It was great.
We had a tame theater, I think, because you know what? I was going to say this. In this day and age, I'm always worried about what kind of theater etiquette I'm going to get. And if I'm going to see a scary movie, y'all better shut the fuck up.
During Sinners was the worst thing I've ever encountered. But
Did we see that together?
Yes.
It
was because it was the woman who had I literally watched her turn the brightness up all the way on her phone.
And she took 80,000 minutes to order the food. I missed the first 5 minutes of Sinners. I recently watched. It's on HBO. It's on HBO
I watched
now.
it again.
Yeah. And I watched it and I was like, wow, I didn't know this happened in the first 5 minutes because I was watching that lady's phone the whole time.
She also, her text alerts were a blinking flashlight.
Yes, I do remember that.
I was like, that's insane.
Listen, PSA, when you go to the movies,
y'all better act right.
And
act
I think,
right.
but
Learned
I think
how to act right.
People have stopped going to the movies since like streaming, and I'm not here to like get on a streaming lecture, but I do think that has ruined things. People only go now for, I mean, we go for like $6 movies on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think we would see as many movies as we do.
Oh,
if it
no,
weren't
because
for
it's so
and I love
$6.
it. Like, I literally look forward to this. Like,
Yeah, so if you're not like privy to that or whatever, like people really only go to the movies to see something like Sinners or like what, like a
Yeah.
big movie,
A big
and that's
blockbuster,
when you
yeah.
get the people who don't remember how to do theater etiquette because they're used to being on their couch in their living
Yeah.
room, and they don't go to the movie theater as much
yeah.
anymore.
Which is sad. I feel like since COVID, I really do
know.
feel like it's gone down since COVID. I was devastated when I couldn't go to a movie theater, but I love
I was
like,
too. Do you
I
guys
love
remember
going to the
your
movies.
last and first movie? Like, so my last one before COVID was Emma, and my
Oh.
first one coming back was A Quiet Place too, I think.
My last one before COVID was Little Women. I don't remember what my first one was.
No,
remember-
our one back was Tenet because we still all had to wear masks. It was.
wow.
Remember Christopher Nolan was weirdly like, no, everyone needs to be back in the theater for my movie, and so we were all like, okay, I guess, and we all had to sit like.
Molly's like, twist my arm.
Yeah, we were all wearing masks, like, in the theater, sitting, like, I think there had to be, like, seats in between. It was very weird.
I don't remember what my first one back
I'm gonna
was.
get this wrong, I think, but I do have a Giggly's movie tracker of movies that I've seen with you guys. But I really think because we saw this in 2023. No, I don't even know if this is right. 2020.
Are you going to say
I was
Elvis?
gonna say I think Where the Crawdads Sing, but that's way
no,
too
that
long
wasn't
of a
the
time.
first one.
But I don't know if that's true. But I can tell you that my first one, because I didn't go to the movies that much because I used to live in Maryland. I would go by myself sometimes. But I saw that Jennifer Lawrence movie.
Mother?
No, Red Sparrow.
I was about to say Red Dawn for some reason.
Red Sparrow.
I never saw Red Sparrow.
I went and saw that by myself.
Got
It was
horrible
pretty good,
reviews.
and I
Oh.
did used to go to the movies by myself because
I love
Vibes.
I love going to the movies
I also
by
do
myself.
everything alone. So I mean, it's literally no big deal for me to do that.
I love going to the movies by myself sometimes. Like if nobody
It was
if
nice.
nobody wants to see it, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just
And
go see
especially
it.
if you're going in the middle of the day with an empty theater.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is nice. You spread out.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, this one though I think is a good community viewing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to see it in a theater. But
Yeah.
speaking about a community experience, some tea hit the feed this weekend. I told you I was like the way this is popping off in all of my group chats is I was like it's like breaking news that
She actually said something else, but she just didn't want to say it. It's fine.
I'll say
What
it.
was it?
I was like, it's like 9/11's happening. Everyone's like, oh
Oh.
my god. Like, the way all of my group chats were literally like multiple people were just like, did you guys see that Millie Bobby Brown adopted a baby? I was
Was
like,
it that big? I saw it and I was like, oh cool.
Oh, I mean, I got like 3 texts from
yes,
people.
it was crazy.
No,
I
didn't see it. I don't. Yeah.
Well, it's like, where were you when Millie Bobby
Yeah.
Brown adopted a baby?
No, literally. And
Oh, that reminds me, I was going to say weapons. I was thinking about it. I was like, it's the epitome of like, it's 3 a.m. Do you know where your kids are? It's 2:17 a.m.
like they're in
Where
bed,
were
I
you?
think.
Where were you when?
You know, I love that they did incorporate because it's like unrealistic that I love that they incorporated the Ring cameras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Yes,
there
everybody
would be.
should have a Ring in 2025. I'm sorry, like for the paranoid person that I
I
am,
don't
like,
have one.
huh? What?
No, I'm good.
You do not want one?
I don't like to be surveilled.
No, you are you are doing the surveilling of
If
your
I wanna
own
leave-
I
safety.
see you when you like anybody would walk into your house. You'd be like, "Mom, what are you doing?"
Absolutely,
Hannah,
100%.
I couldn't handle that. No
Oh
offense.
God, no.
That's
It's-
to me the equivalent of like the Live 360. I'm like, I'm
okay.
good.
I would never do that.
What is Live 360?
It's like a tracking app.
It's
a lot of
a
families
literal
do it.
360. Like when the person is driving, when they have parked, when they are like in their home,
No.
like Find My Friends is just like your location. Like okay,
Yeah.
great, cool. Like and yes, like
And girl, I see you pulling up your little Snapchat map sometimes.
Yeah. Megan's a stalker.
I love watching
100%.
Megan. She doesn't like see me, but I love seeing
That's
her like
fine.
zoom in on her Snapchat map on
that's
someone.
fine.
I'm just
I
like,
always have to
yeah.
keep track of
no
my
one
people.
knows. No one has
I
my
expect
location.
to know where
She's
you
not
all
hiding
are,
it.
but you guys just like don't.
I
like-
do not share my location. I think I shared it
And
once
that's-
in my life.
I
It was
share
when I
it-
lived in DC, and my friend was like, "You have to start sharing your location."
Yeah,
for
I share
safety."
it with Chris, but that's only because I've lost my phone a lot. But anyways,
To be fair, I was with you when you lost your phone once,
It was,
and I
yeah.
literally said to you, I said, Alexa, if I had your location, I would have pinpointed where this phone was. Luckily, we
like that
found
girl
it.
who fucking yanked that girl's hair in
Don't
Venice.
even get me started on that. We
Did
went
you hear
into a
about
deep
that?
dive.
We
What?
went into
No.
a deep dive.
Okay,
today.
before we discuss Millie Bobby Brown, we must
Okay.
discuss this. We were talking about this in the office today. I don't think you had heard about it yet, or did you?
I
Or
had
you
it.
had?
Yeah. It's just so
There was
funny.
a woman There was this is like very popular on the news right now, or like on the TikTok news.
On the news.
There was a woman.
Anderson Cooper's like a woman in Venice today. Got her hair pulled.
An American woman in Venice was there for a cruise. I think it was like the port before getting on the cruise or something like that, and she was pickpocketed by a 14-year-old Italian.
Hold on, because I actually have the whole story. I read the New York Post article.
Wow.
Yes. There's more to it. You guys didn't even know all this information.
Okay,
I didn't know any of
Breaking
this.
news.
Give us the tea.
This woman was crowded by a group of teen pickpocketers, these girls.
Wow.
They're apparently notorious pickpocketers, so fuck these girls.
Wow,
No,
I'm putting a movie plot together in my head
I get
right now.
mad for the woman. So she gets her bag stolen with her. Again, she's about to she's on a cruise or whatever.
Yeah, getting on a cruise.
She gets her passport, AirPods, credit cards, and cash and metal water bottle stolen.
Which is crazy how the metal water bottle gets stolen. She had no.
It was in
idea.
her bag, but that comes in a second.
True.
But the bag gets stolen. So the lady's like, oh, hell no. And so she and her husband quickly track through, Find My Friends. They track the AirPods. They find this girl. She yanks the girl's ponytail. It's like an 11-year-old girl. She yanks her ponytail. This crowd of people are watching while this woman is, holding this girl's hair. Mm-hmm. And she's like, go. Give me my stuff back. You have my stuff. And the girl's friend, one of the girls flees. She flees with the backpack. She's like, bye. She runs. This little 11-year-old girl is screaming because she's
screaming for the police.
Yes, she is yelling for the police.
Oh, that's funny.
Policia,
and the lady is like, I have 8 kids. Your cries are not phasing me.
All the while holding her hair by the ponytail.
Yeah, and I guess her Airbnb host was with her, and so the lady was like, yeah, why would she have an Airbnb host if she was coming from the crew? Whatever. But she was like, anyway, she said, yeah, these are notorious pickpocket girls. Anyway, long story short, this girl, they get the police involved. The girl that had the bag was pulled off of the train or found at the train station, had her. But the girl that had the bag, I guess, hit the mom. She had the metal water bottle in the bag.
That's crazy.
Hit the mom,
I didn't know
so the mom
that.
had to go to the hospital for stitches, apparently. It was a whole thing. I was like, but apparently I was reading, apparently when, when the Olympics came, they had to be like, do not pick. They had to tell Americans stop mollywopping the pickpocketers. They were protecting the pickpocketers.
That's funny.
Because people are not prepared for Americans to come swinging. They're
well, because it's a huge thing when you travel. That's one of my biggest fears is getting my passport pickpocketed.
The girl had a backpack. I'm like, don't be an idiot.
Never. You keep that crossbody on your front, zipped up, latched on. I am way too paranoid about that. Let me tell you, it would become the entire city of Venice's problem.
That's how that woman felt.
No.
She got.
I commend her. I commend her for it 100%.
She held this girl's ponytail. It was so.
She was
funny.
like, "You took
crazy.
my stuff," and this little girl's crying and bitching, and I'm like, stop.
I love her being like, I have 8 children.
No,
you're not gonna.
Phasing me.
It's not doing anything, honey.
Yeah,
that's
popular
crazy.
news today.
Yeah,
so
loved
don't
that story.
Just don't
It was
pickpocket.
hope.
Just don't steal people's shit.
Okay, so Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bon Jovi, who just got married, a few months ago.
In May 2024.
Oh, sorry, over a year ago. My bad.
Yeah.
Couldn't drink at her wedding. Actually, she could because I think it was in Italy. But
They're
anyway,
both only 23. Sorry.
No. He's 23. She's 21.
Yeah. And here's her thing. Okay, so let's explain what we're talking about.
So they announced on Instagram through a little post on Instagram, this summer we welcomed our sweet baby girl through adoption. We are beyond excited to embark on this beautiful next chapter of parenthood in both peace and privacy. Privacy, you post privacy would be just not telling
worldwide
anybody.
privacy.
And by the way, those paparazzi photos, they contacted paparazzi.
Yeah.
You don't get photos like that. You contact paparazzi anyway. And they said, and then there were 3. Anyway, so they've adopted a baby. Here's the thing. I know we've been saying, Millie Bobby Brown, she's only 21, she adopted a baby. Insane, first of all, of them to allow her to adopt a baby. But, okay. They're also celebrities. I'm sure they could skip a few steps maybe in the process. But you know what? This is how I felt with Kylie Jenner when she, had a baby. Remember, she got pregnant at 20, I think, with Stormi, or she announced that she had a baby.
Travis Scott.
Yeah. The thing is, I think when you're that successful that young, I think it's one of those things where it's just what else is there to do other than have a baby at this point? You've done everything else.
True, because I guess when you're when you're us regular peasants are young, people are don't have a baby, it's gonna ruin your life because you don't have any money.
Right,
you're
you don't have money.
And you are a child yourself.
Yeah, but I guess they could have kids with no problem. But I don't think the thing is, also, though, I think the maturity thing is what I worry about.
I say that, and I also still think her life is tragic, actually.
Yeah,
Millie
and
Bobby
she
Brown?
said, she
Yeah.
was like, I've
You'll have to
always
educate
wanted
me.
to be a mom. I wanted to be a young mom. She was like, my mom was
21.
21, and my
Yeah.
dad was 19 when they had me.
Hold on. I was like,
or
wait,
something.
what?
Yeah, and I was like, okay. Interesting. And I was
All I
just
know
like,
about
I'm no
I know-
judgment. I wasn't but it's just like the 19 one got me that her
Yeah.
dad was 19.
I know about Jake Bon Jovi because of who his father is. I don't know anything about Millie Bobby
He's
Brown.
cute,
You know
and they
what's
seem like
crazy
they're in a
is-
happy relationship.
Yes.
seeing like the last name Bon Jovi without like John Bon Jovi
Yeah,
in
crazy.
front of it.
Yeah, it is funny.
I'm just like, whoa, Italian. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm just like,
Bon Jovi.
Bon
yeah.
Jovi.
I'm just
He-
like,
maybe
he's
they are.
cute, and
it's a real last name.
they seem really happy together. Like they seem like a cute couple. But it was just funny because you and friend of the pod Hannah both texted me like Millie Bobby Brown adopted a baby, and no, I don't mean an animal, like another animal, because she
Yes.
has like this farm of animals.
They live on a
in
farm in Georgia, and she talks about how she has these goats that just like sleep in bed with her, which I'm like, what, with the hooves and everything? Like, that's
I
crazy.
didn't hear about the
What the
bed.
Yes,
hooves?
she literally was like, she had a baby goat that she would like nurse, and it would sleep in bed with her.
She should be at the club.
Yeah, at the club.
Here's the thing. So,
should be at the
well,
club.
fam. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to finish that. Well, a video resurfaced with all
That's
this,
funny.
Being announced, and it was a video of her on Drew Barrymore's show, where they're literally Drew Barrymore's in her lap,
Yeah.
I find that very uncomfortable. And that's why I don't watch that.
And Drew
so
Barry's
they're-
like peeling open her skin and
Yeah.
like, crawling inside.
Crawling inside. But so Millie Bobby Brown is talking about her. This was like when she was getting married, and Millie Bobby Brown was talking about her 20th birthday or 21st, whatever, her birthday party. And she was like, yeah, it was wedding themed because and she was like, and it was kind of a bachelorette because I didn't really have a bachelorette. I feel like I'm doing a good impression. She was like,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a bachelorette because like, I don't really party. And she was like, also, I don't really have girlfriends. Some of my my dearest friends are Jake's fraternity brothers. And I was like, that's a red flag, first of all.
No.
Also, I don't know why, but it was shocking to me to think of John Bon Jovi's son in a fraternity.
It's not to me.
Where
if
did
you
he
see
go?
them.
Do you guys know?
No.
I'd be curious. I will be looking that up.
Bon Jovi University? I don't know.
Jovi.
And I just think that's interesting. It makes me kind of sad for her. I think she has a very lonely life.
Her whole life is sad. She seems like she may have like the I mean, this is just me personally because maybe just the fact that she was on a show at 12 years old or whatever. But she seems like maybe she has.
Syracuse.
Oh, that makes okay.
Okay.
New York, yeah.
But did not return for his sophomore year.
What?
Hold on.
So her
Her freshman year
dearest
fraternity
friends are
friends?
from 1 year of his.
That's
okay.
insane.
Or
Well,
just
I'm
the
sure-
other. He does have another son. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Don't use the AI overview. It's not trustworthy.
She's like, I'm not.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I'll get later.
We don't care.
I was just curious.
We care about like.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he went to Penn State, like, that'd be pretty cool. But like, anyway, continue.
What were you saying?
I don't remember now. Oh,
Sorry.
Anyway, her life is just a little trash
Yeah.
to me.
I think it's interesting. Apparently, I can't remember if it was on Call Her Daddy. It was on one of those podcasts, or it was either Call Her Daddy or Smartless, where she was like, when I have a child, I want to shave my head again.
Why?
And she was like, it's so freeing. I would love to be a mother with like a shaved head.
Okay,
And I'm waiting
Brittany.
for it.
I wonder if that was out of context. Like, was she-
No,
yeah.
I mean, it was like, I literally
it's-
read like the quote where she was like, when I have a baby, I would love to shave my head again. And I was like,
It is
why?
Britney
read the quote, you
Spears,
didn't
but I
hear
know
it
she's
either.
not crazy.
Yeah.
Like Britney Spears. Sorry, I didn't mean to say she's crazy, but she kind of.
But
is.
she
Well,
wants
she
to-
had the but it's
she
good
wants-
that it's good that she's not. She could have gone in that direction. She was a child star.
Well, yeah, and she
Children shouldn't be acting.
No, and
Like,
she
they just
really
shouldn't. That is
wants to
fair.
play Britney Spears in the biopic.
Oh,
That's why
because
could
she
see it.
did say
Yeah.
that. We talked about it on here because
I
she
could
said
actually
she
see that.
relates to her life.
Yeah, because it was
So-
like she didn't really want to be a star, but her parents kind of forced her into it. That's why she's been
Wow,
like
yeah.
so blonde lately.
But do you? I texted Alexa this. I was like, do you think? Yeah, and why she looks? I mean, I'm not trying to say this to be mean. She looks like 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Millie,
Yeah.
she does look older. That's why you said she's 21. I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, but do you think that she, like, do you think? I texted Alexis. I was like, do you think the rest of the Stranger Things cast, like the other, like the boys, like, do you think they just like, or the kids, like, they sigh when?
Here's my thing.
Like, are they actually friends? Again, I've only watched one season of Stranger Things, so I mean, I don't have the I don't
I'm
have
sure
the lore.
she's
I don't have
close.
the-
I
don't
mean, they would
know.
have to be. They all kind of like grew up together, almost like the
Yeah.
Harry Potter kids, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think here's the thing, and I'm just gonna say this: I don't hate Millie Bobby Brown, but I would just like listening to her interviews and stuff. I would imagine she is insufferable to be around.
Yeah.
And here's why. You know how I have a thing where I'm like, I don't like people who aren't funny?
Fair.
I don't think she has a sense of humor.
Really, I actually do think she's very funny when I see her in
Really?
interviews. Yeah, I think well, I won't say she's very funny, but I think she definitely has, like, she's very charismatic. I'll give her
Yeah.
that. And also, I do know she's good friends, or she's at least good friends with Noah Schnapp.
Is
the
he from
kid.
Stranger Things?
Yeah,
From
they're,
okay.
like, best friends.
Also,
Okay.
the amount that people were like, the fact that this last season of Stranger Things has taken so long to film that in between seasons,
she got married and had a baby.
yeah, one of the child actors got married and had a baby and adopted a baby, which adoption is like kind of a long process.
I know. She's
Usually.
gonna, you know what's crazy? She's gonna have to go on a press tour talking about her acting as a, well, I mean, they're teenagers, I guess, on the show, but I'm sure there's gonna be flashbacks to when she's like 12. They do
Well,
flashbacks.
yeah, probably.
Meanwhile, she has a baby at home.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, that's like Charlize Theron. When she was filming Mad Max, she had just adopted a newborn baby, which I think is interesting.
Really?
Well, I'm saying, like, okay, but she was an adult. Like, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, Millie Bobby Brown is going to be on press talking about her role as a
She should
teenager.
be in the club.
Yeah.
Or a kid, yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, you know, obviously people can have children at a young age. You can adopt children. I mean, not at whatever age. You have to be an adult. But I just am, like, curious about, like, the maturity aspect of it. Because I feel like, I don't know. Like, I think about myself at 21. And it's like, I guess if I had a baby, I'd have to grow up really fast. But, like, I didn't have a baby. So it gave me more time to grow, you know?
Well, when you're a child actor, though, like that, you're in a weird position where you are acting. She has probably thought her whole life, or her whole, like, childhood, whatever, that she is older than she is because she's been acting. Think about when you're acting with, like, 40-year-olds or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're acting with adults. Like, you're gonna feel more adult. That's why she probably can't connect with girls her age, and why she claims she has no girlfriends, because she probably can't connect with other
That's true.
people.
She reminds
her
me of
age.
JoJo Siwa in that way a little bit, where JoJo Siwa will be like, my best friend is 72.
Yeah,
And
it's like,
I love it. She's like, and me too.
I hate JoJo Siwa.
Most people do. It's fine.
This whole just thinking about like being a child actor thing just reminds me. I do shout out to this other podcast, What Went Wrong, but I do listen to it quite frequently. And if there's anything I've learned, it's that child actors are treated significantly different. Like, I mean, obviously they're children. Like, I listened to an episode of this podcast, and it's about The Exorcist and the filming of The Exorcist. And the director is in an interview talking about how he is tickling and coaxing Linda Blair into doing these infamous scenes with a cross and trying to teach her into making them into something fun. And obviously we all know how like Judy Garland was treated on set of Wizard of Oz, and I know like we have hopefully we've moved away from that kind of treatment.
Well,
but I
after
do
the
think that
Nickelodeon doc, I
Well,
don't think
that's
so.
true, yeah.
Exactly. I just think that like when you're a child actor, I mean, you are really getting into like the nitty gritty of like, I mean,
Yeah.
Hollywood is not going to be nice to you like from the very start. That's
And
my
you know
take
what?
on that.
Here's what I think where it goes right is when the British have child actors. I've never seen a British child actor who's like, you know, had been as bad as like some of the American Hollywood actors.
yeah,
the
Daniel Radcliffe
are
is
all innocent.
Yeah.
well, he seems like he really grew up like fine. Like
Yeah.
They did.
Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, like they all
did.
seem
yeah, like
fine.
they're like Draco Malfoy or oh my gosh.
Say
Tom
Jacob
Felton-
Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy.
Oh.
Like, Tom Felton is like going back to Broadway.
playing
Like
his character.
Yeah.
playing his character.
Can't let
I mean,
go of.
Dan Radcliffe is chilling. Rupert Grint, I think, is married, probably has a kid. I think Emma Watson's doing her thing. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Also, you're talking to like the designated like Harry Potter.
Well, Daniel
like,
Radcliffe
obsessed
was like
person.
he did his franchise and then he was like, I have money, I'm gonna do weird ass movies.
Yeah,
He
he's
did
gonna
that.
do,
He
like,
did
what
that
I wanna
Broadway
make.
play with the horse, right?
Yeah,
Equus.
he does Broadway now. Like
Equus.
EQ.
I wanted to see him in Merrily We Roll Along so badly.
And the thing is, he's good in those.
He's been in like multiple Broadway musicals,
Yeah.
but
That's impressive.
he is good.
Yeah.
And anyway, I do agree. Maybe they're like in England, they just have more protect. Like they're just
Yeah.
like a little bit.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Millie Bobby Brown. Also, I won't say more than this, but I will say like she had that whole relationship with Drake, which was
Oh,
fucking
yes.
weird.
Was that
That was
just like a
weird.
friendship? Like, what was that?
No,
I'm sorry, but how old was she? 14
No,
or
it's
something?
very- it's
she
weird-
was
very
texting.
weird.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
What 30-something-year-old is okay with texting a 14-year-old
Yeah.
and giving
that's weird.
and giving her dating advice?
Oh.
And just like what we
But,
know
like,
about him, like I
Right.
don't think it was good. I don't think it was
That
appropriate.
is again, child actors. Like, it's just like you're thrust into this world of like
Yeah.
the
It's
unknown.
crazy.
Of
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah, there's no way you can connect.
I don't
or-
think I would have made it in Hollywood if I was a child actor. I'm just saying.
I would have.
Yeah. You said I would have.
Me personally, I actually would have
I
been fine.
wouldn't.
kidding.
Me knowing myself, I barely made it as a non-child actor.
I would have been raising 2 kids at 21.
She said, "Beat that."
I would have been on my 5th DUI. Like I would not have been doing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Let's hope not.
did
yeah.
try
I
my
mean, we'll never
hand
know.
at an acting career.
What?
I did tell you guys a story. And it's very embarrassing, but I mean, like, everyone's gonna hear about it now. I did want to be an actress, like, so bad.
Oh, so
when
did
was
I. I
little.
went to theater camps.
That is so cute.
I
love
went
that.
to one theater camp and they were like, "Do like the exercise where you have to be like, wow," and I was like, "No, I'm
I
not."
literally-
Mine wasn't like that. It was like a musical like camp.
I
did sound
literally auditioned, like, for Annie. Annie was coming to the Chrysler Hall in Norfolk.
for the Annie.
Annie?
Okay.
Sure, theatrical production. I was younger. My mom
I
said,
mean, but
"All
like
right,
you
let's
auditioned
go."
for the role of Annie.
Not of Annie, for one of her the orphanage girls.
Was
And
it
I-
Pepper or was it July?
Don't know.
Was it Molly?
Not
Molly
a
was
clue.
my favorite.
Not a clue.
'Cause her
All
name
I
was
was
July,
told
yeah.
to take this bucket and a washcloth and do like it's a hard knock life. And I didn't get a call back.
What did you do?
I had to do a rendition of "It's a Hard Knock Life for Us," and I remember like scrubbing that
I'm
fucking
confused
stage.
because when a
Megan
show,
starts slapping this. Like,
That's just what I remember, and I vaguely remember. And I remember my
when
mom.
they do flips into the thing of the laundry. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, did you guys want me to do that? Because like I don't know what you want me to do.
What show? Because when they come to Chrysler Hall, it's like a national tour. They've already auditioned.
Yeah.
They're already in
No
the
idea.
cast.
All I remember.
What were
is
you
Wait,
doing?
Megan, this is
trying
suspicious.
You
out.
gotta ask your mom this.
Yeah.
Please do. All I remember is trying out for
It's a
a
dream.
play for Annie, a play.
This
sounds
And
like one of-
I think it was a local
This
theater.
sounds like
No,
one
maybe.
of those things where
Yeah.
they trick you, where they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna be a child star. Just pay us $5,000."
Never heard from again. So needless to say, I didn't get a call back. And like I guess like there went my
Yeah, 'cause
acting-
there
Make
was
your
no
We
play.
can make your kid a star.
I'm a star.
Oh God.
I
I want it to be either
Shut
like
up, Pearl.
yeah. I was gonna start
But-
naming Annie characters. I don't think y'all want me to really go into this.
Well, what we should go into is our question of the week this week. We asked, what do y'all think Millie Bobby Brown is going to name her baby?
You know what?
Millie Bobby Baby. That's...
Is that yours?
Yeah,
That's
actually, I
really,
just-
wait. No, okay, so I was like Bippity Bobby
Oh, y'all-
Brown.
oh,
no,
I
but
took
it's
this
like
seriously.
It's Bippity Boppity Brown Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Can you imagine saying that 5 times fast?
What did I say? I said something back to you.
Mine was like real.
Yours was real. So I'll say Megan's last because it is probably the correct one. Actually,
Do I win a prize if mine's
No.
right?
Mary Crossley said red, white, and brown.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthew said Billy Bobby Brown.
Billy Bobby
good.
Brown. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Billy, actually, that's cute. Billie. I'm gonna give
Yeah.
her that. That'd actually be cute. I'm gonna give her that. That'd
Yeah.
be cute. So Megan, are you
I
listening,
mean, I
Alexa?
understood. I
Yeah.
understood the
This
assignment.
is the real. This is probably the real one.
Okay.
Megan said Ruth after Millie Bobby Brown's grandmother, and the thing is, she
Oh,
had.
wow.
If you look into, so the reason she probably got those
my
paparazzi.
research.
Well, she called paparazzis because in the photos she has like a phone. It's like her phone case or something says like R.
RWB.
And it's like, what was that? Apparently her grandmother's name is Ruth. So people are like, she probably named her baby Ruth. Cute. Ruthie.
All I'm saying is I will
Ruthie Bon Jovi.
be expecting some kind of like monetary
Monetary?
donation for being correct if this happens.
So here's the thing is John Bon Jovi's a grandfather, and I find that very fun.
Oh, yeah,
he might already
I
be,
read
I
a
don't know.
People a People article where like
there.
well, he's fully there into grandfatherhood, and he was like, he's excited to be a grandfather. Like, what is he gonna say?
Where'd you
Fuck
get
that baby?
from? Yeah.
People magazine.
baby.
Yeah, what is he gonna be like? No, I hate this baby.
I
Like, what?
remember when her wedding happened. I almost said when her wedding came out. When her wedding happened,
Did they have a big wedding?
Oh yeah, I think so. Do you
Yes.
have it at your dream venue?
Yeah, they had it in my dream venue, which friend of the pod, Tanya, her friends are getting married at. And I remember she showed me, and I was like, my favorite influencer. I can't say her name because she's like Scandinavian, but anyways.
Oh, like you literally can't say her name.
Yeah, I literally can't pronounce her name. It's like Rianne May here or something. Got married there, and I was like, this is my dream
what is
venue.
The place?
I'll show you. It's a place in Italy. I don't remember the name of it now.
Ooh.
I'm nervous. Why am
I don't know why you tipped it like that. You tipped it fully like upside down and tried to pour the wine.
Just nervous as Molly looked when thinking she was going to hit my broken toe.
I am still. I have my foot in a weird position because
I'm telling you, my toe is protected.
It's fine. I'm good. Thank you. Quick saying. So her when she was getting married, they like have a quote from John, but they were there was like an article that was like, here's the sweet reason why John Bon Jovi won't perform at his son and Millie Bobby Brown's wedding. And it's like, yeah, because he's the father of the groom. Why the fuck would he perform at their wedding?
Other things to
he's
do.
actually like in part of the wedding.
Somebody had asked Millie Bobby Brown in an interview, and she was like, no, because he just like doesn't want to make it about. He wants it to be about like whatever. It was like obviously
he doesn't want to make it about rock and roll.
Yeah. Singing Living on a Prayer at his son's wedding.
An instrumental
She's
version
like walking
of
down the aisle.
I would do that if I were Millie Bobby
dead
Brown.
or alive.
Just to troll, like,
wanted dead or alive as she's coming down the aisle.
We have not talked about this in the podcast, but did you hear about Brooklyn Beckham and his wife? They renewed their vows after 2 years.
Have you seen his book of poetry?
No.
It is one of the best things I've ever seen.
He's the oldest kid, right? The oldest of the
I
kids.
think so.
I'm not kidding.
It was
guys.
a whole thing, like their wedding. Like he's not talking to his family anymore. I can't even get into the details.
What?
Yeah, he like unfollowed his family. They've unfollowed him. It's like a big feud. I'll look up some details. We'll go into it next week. But it's like,
sorry, it's what?
I have nothing.
Going back to weapons really quick, we forgot to mention that it was on a $40-ish million budget, and it's crossed $100 million at the box office domestically.
Yeah,
domestically.
I think it's
Sorry, we had to say that. Huh?
I wrote down something else. It also, I think it's like 200 million now.
It probably is. That was 3 days ago. So. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, Brooklyn Beckham's book of
200 million.
Brooklyn Beckham's book of poetry. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It's horrible. It's called photography. I'm sorry, it's a photography book. It is the funniest. Elephants. First of all, this is the worst photo I've ever seen. It's a photo of an elephant in Kenya. You can't see the elephant. It's a silhouette.
What did he take that on? Like a Target throwaway
And
camera?
it says, elephants in Kenya, so hard to photograph, but incredible to see. This is a photography book that got published.
I love the captions. I still think about Brooklyn Beckham's book of photography.
It's actually one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Also, are they that hard to photograph? Like, they just stand there. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if they feel like...
Yeah, I'm joking.
I did watch Animal Planet as a kid. Elephants are very dangerous if they feel like they're
so easy to photograph.
If they feel like they're being threatened, they will charge you, and it's not great.
I'm sorry, so hard to photograph.
I did watch a lot of Animal Planet when I was little, full disclosure.
I just have seen a lot of photographs of elephants, and none of them have looked like that.
It's actually the best thing I've ever seen. There's more.
But
what?
It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't... But I'm a little concerned that he's dropped his family. Sorry. Like, that's weird.
There's a whole thing. I'll look it up more. I've just been hearing about it from my British podcast that I listen to.
I'm very curious.
It's very interesting. I just think, what do you think is the appropriate time frame to renew your vows?
Dinner. I like this picture.
What?
It's not. It's out of focus, but you can tell there's a lot going on. That's his.
What is that?
I love this so much. I want to buy it actually.
I don't like that.
Anyway, continue what you were saying.
The answer to your question, I would think maybe 10 years.
I think 10 years is okay.
To renew your what's an appropriate time frame to renew your vows if you choose to do so?
I would say maybe 25.
Yeah, I was like, I think of it as like when you're older and you have kids. That's like a good time to do it. Like when you're like, I would say like 25 or 30. I don't know.
Or it's like, we're old and we raise these children, but maybe goddamn, like 15, we still love each other. So let's do it.
But true.
So, we should preface. We're going to talk about something that we rarely talk about on this podcast.
Emily and Tony will be happy.
Yeah, and it's because we have a Swiftie on board. Oh, I'm sorry.
She doesn't call herself that yet. She
does. We have a listener of Taylor Swift.
I think you're a secret Swiftie because you post things the way that
I do.
Swifties do.
You're
on the level of Swiftiness, my cousin, shout out to Abby, is probably like a 10 off the scale. But like, I would say...
You're like a 6.
I'd say like a 6 or a 7. Like I'm not digging into like
she went up.
I'm not digging into the lore of her songs. I'm not like I'm appreciating her music.
I feel like
I'm appreciating what she's doing.
The pitch of when you're like, I'd say 6 or 7.
It
I
was
think
a
it's
little
higher.
high.
I think it's higher.
Yeah,
I think
you're
that was a
like,
lie.
Because I went 6. I was trying to give her grace.
Yeah.
Then she went,
Fine.
7.
Solid
like,
7.5.
She's like,
a
maybe
9.
8, maybe 12,
Solid 7.5.
13.
But you're here to discuss her newest album, which she is popping these albums out.
It's
No, she really
crazy.
is. She really is. I know
Here's the
y'all are
thing.
not the biggest Taylor Swift listeners, which is fine.
I will say, we went to trivia the other day, and there was like 2 Taylor Swift songs that I knew all the words to, and I was like, the thing is, I like her music. I just don't think there's a musician that I'm just like, I'm going
Fair.
to like, I'm not like going feral over, you know?
Mine is John Bon Jovi. I'm just kidding.
Fair. The only thing I think is interesting is that in terms of like just big pop culture news, I mean, yeah, like, okay, Taylor Swift did just have like this crazy long tour, which is just insane to me. But anyway,
Did she like live on a like? Because I realized she was on tour for 2 years, wasn't she?
literally, like, yes, like, I
Yeah.
think June of 2023, the Swifties will come for me. Like, I'm not gonna have everything right because, again, I don't dig into all this. I think she started the Eras Tour in June of 2023, and she ended it December of 24.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I have
I'm just
no
like,
idea.
yeah, I don't know.
How do you
But-
survive on that? Like,
Well, she recorded, apparently, according to the New Heights podcast with her and Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, she recorded this whole, she's coming out with a new album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah.
It's her 12th album.
Crazy.
It really is. And she just came out with the Tortured Poets Department like
Yeah.
2 years ago.
it was less
What?
than 2
Yeah.
years ago.
And maybe you're right.
No, because I'm
maybe.
saying that because it was like, I mean, she's really like
It
banging
was.
these out.
You are correct. I really think, yeah, I think it was just last year. But while she was on the Eras Tour, literally on her like 2 or 3, quote, days off, she is recording this new album. And she ran through the whole track list. It's only 12 songs. She's not doing anything like the From the Vault songs like she
Yeah.
did with her after she regained ownership of her masters and whatnot. But there's just 12 songs. And one of them is with Sabrina Carpenter. And I'm actually very excited for that.
Yeah.
Because they are friends. And
Yeah.
I think that...
Well, Sabrina Carpenter opened for her for, was it the Eras Tour? It was something.
Probably. She would bring, like, special guests. Like, Taylor Lautner, like, did, like, a front flip on stage at one of her
What?
tours or whatever.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
They used to date.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about, they were in
Ironic-
that Valentine's Day movie.
Yes, that movie's so goofy. Yes.
I forgot about
Ironically,
that.
Taylor Lautner is married to
Taylor Lautner, yeah.
He's a Tom Felton, by the way.
What?
He he's just like his whole personality
Oh.
is Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he was Shark Boy.
I know he
Never
his whole
saw that,
personality
but I
could
know
be
what you're
Shark
talking
Boy.
about.
That's
Yeah.
what I would hang on to.
Yeah, I would be like, have y'all seen Shark Boy?
Yeah, by the way, do you guys remember?
Who's the girl in that movie?
I don't know.
Alexa.
No,
you're
okay.
she
thinking
looks
of Spy
like Alexa
Kids.
Vega.
Well, you're
but-
thinking of Spy
Oh, I
Kids.
was
You never
thinking
saw
of Spy
Spy Kids, right?
No.
Oh
no.
my god! Anyways.
Oh my god.
Sorry. I was,
Okay,
I
Miss
think about,
I doesn't know
I
who
literally
Brian
was,
Koberger
I don't know
is.
why I was
You
taking, what'd you
Sorry,
say?
Jesus.
I said, okay, Mrs. doesn't know who Brian Koberger is. Sorry.
I thought you were
Okay,
calling
well, I
her
was
Brian
literally
Koberger.
taking my trash
No.
out the other day, and I was thinking of the Steve Buscemi line where it's just like, do you think God stays in heaven because he too is afraid of what he's
He too
created?
fears what he created.
Or yeah, fears what he's created. And I'm like, what a way to
Well, you haven't lived unless you saw Spy Kids 3D.
yes.
That was our first 3D
They
movie.
made a 3D Spy
And
Kids.
Yeah,
what's
it's
his
Megan.
face? Glenn Powell was in
great.
it.
Saw it at AMC theaters.
Not a fan
Yes.
of that.
Anyways, back to Taylor
Oh, he
Swift.
was, yeah.
So I think it's interesting that
That's
she
weird.
announced the album on Travis Kelce's podcast, right?
Yes,
And-
when I tell you, okay, see, you guys will get, like, texts about, like, I will say this, when y'all will get texts about, like, Millie Bobby Brown and stuff, like,
You're
when I
gonna-
tell you that,
yeah.
like, my phone was actively going off about, like, my cousin, like, a few of my other friends, did you see what she posted? Did you see what she posted? And I'm like, dang. I'm like, all right, what's the countdown for? And everybody's looking for these Easter eggs, and I will say this, y'all may disagree, she is very smart in the way that she plants these Easter eggs. Like, apparently the end of the Eras Tour, you guys are giving me looks.
No.
At the end of the Eras Tour, she has always gone down in the stage, or the stage, like, takes her down, but at the last show, she walked through an orange door or something. And the whole album of The Life of a Showgirl, it's all orange. Like, everything is orange. And she's like, will the fans look for this? Will they see this? And I'm
But
like,
has she said that she does that on purpose? Because I'm always curious about that.
She did,
because-
yeah, on the podcast, she did say
Oh,
that
okay.
she'll put things in there. And I'm like, oh my God, how are you? really, just in terms of artistry.
Megan's like, her mind.
Yeah.
No, really, in terms of artistry, like, how are you thinking about this months, years in advance?
Well, I mean, it's like her whole life, but
It
I was
is.
curious. I was like, because sometimes, again, it's like, are the curtains just red, or do they, like, actually mean something, like, when people are looking for the Easter eggs? So I was curious, like, how often is it that, like, the Easter eggs, like, come to fruition, if you will? And I also, I actually have 2 other questions
I had
for you.
another question as
Go
well.
ahead. We're
Bring 'em
interviewing
on.
Megan
just,
about
how
Taylor
did you
Swift.
feel about, like, so did you
I may
like,
not know all the answers.
did you like the podcast
I did.
interview?
It was like 2 hours, right?
I did, yeah, it
Did
was.
they seem, what do they seem like as a couple to you? Do they seem...
You know, I have this, like, they're one of my favorite coworkers, like, shout out Jack, is so
Wow,
like,
not Molly?
determined. Huh?
Not Molly?
Because Molly doesn't think, I don't know if Molly thinks this. Or no, I think she does. But I bother Jack about this. And I'm like, Jack, like, you saw Taylor Swift's new album, and so he's convinced that, like, the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, like, thing is totally fake. And I'm like, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Like, I don't understand why it would be at this point. I mean, I would love to hear somebody on the other side say, like, why. Because I truly, the way that they interact, the way that they're there for each other, and I think it's different because they're 2 completely polar opposites. He plays fucking football. She is one of the greatest performers of all time. So it's like, they're not even in the same realm of anything. So I think that's why they actually work.
What is it, like, he's like the quarterback and I'm on the...
That's what
Yeah,
I think
no,
of it.
literally.
I
They're
love-
both,
yeah.
And she
they're
did
both
say in the
performers
podcast-
in their
Yeah.
arena.
In their own arenas.
I don't think it's fake, but I also have a question sometimes with, like, these...
There's a bug behind you. Mama, there's a bug. Oh my god!
She's
Look,
out here
didn't-
choking. She's choking men out in Cape Cod, and
The
she's
bug is
crashing
just
bugs.
laying dead on the wall. It's horrific.
I'll get
It's
it
fine.
later.
It's fine.
Yeah, he'll still be
we're
there.
good.
It's fine.
So, like, when it comes to people in, like, famous people in relationships, where it's like, they were famous and then they started a relationship, I find it interesting because I'm always so curious what they're like when they're alone in
know.
private together, because I feel like with those relationships, you honestly don't get that much, like, alone private time.
Yeah.
It's like, she's touring, he's playing football or whatever. Is he still playing?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I
They
thought
thought.
so.
I think he.
Viva!
Viva
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas. There
Yes.
were rumors that he was gonna retire. He's gonna retire, whatever. But like, he's coming back, and of
Yeah.
course, it's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs show for our football listeners out there. It's
Yeah, but I'm
you know, it is
curious,
what it is.
like, when it comes to those kinds of things, it's like I've seen, it kind of reminds me of, I'm thinking of, like, a movie or something where it's like, I feel like famous people like that never really fully let their guard down unless
That
it's,
could be
like,
true.
someone
I feel
they knew
bad for them.
before they were famous. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or,
Yeah.
like, I just would be so curious to be a fly on the wall of, like, seeing them privately. And not in, like, a weird way, but, like, I'm just curious, like, with them, or, like, honestly, anyone famous who, like, dates each other.
yeah.
Like, I think about that with, like, Zendaya and Tom Holland, too.
Yeah.
Where, again,
How do you get any time for each other? What do they do at night? Where do they go in the evening?
Yeah.
Are there paparazzis, like, staking out their
Yes,
houses? It's
and I'm
like Taylor
also-
Swift's just trying to bake sourdough, apparently.
I'm also curious,
So-
like, at what point when you're a famous
Molly
person,
is
you're
so
dating
dumb.
someone, that you decide, like, okay, this is a person I can be safe and open up with. Like, that would be a hard line to kind of balance, I feel like, because, you
And
know,
both of them have had very public dating lives. Like, Travis Kelce had his own, like, dating show, which I do find
What?
very cringe. It was called, like, something Kelce. Chasing Kelce.
Yeah, he was
Years
such
ago.
a different
So different. Like a little player. Like a little...
Yeah, he was kind of a
like a
different
Love
persona
Island kind of boy.
before he
Yeah.
was with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he had a girlfriend. I think she was a model. Her name is Kayla. This was in the past, like, just way in the past.
I bet she would have loved to be called Kayla Kelsey.
I was like, just
Kayla Kelsey. She's gorgeous. Don't know what happened to them, but, like, I mean, again, I'm also
Yeah.
a football fan, so, like, I do follow different, like, football players, and I've just known that he did date
And
somebody.
I will
in the
say he
past.
does seem different than anyone I've heard her dating in the past. Like,
I
he's
agree.
very different from, like, Tom Holland, Matt Healy.
Tom Holland.
Who?
Tom Holland. What's his name?
Joe Owen.
Joe Alwyn.
Well, she
yes.
did date Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston. Like,
There are a
you
lot.
know what I
I
mean?
loved him. Or I love him.
I
Yeah.
No one ever talks about their
well, not
relationship.
Matt Healy, but like I like Joe
Maddie
Alwyn,
Healy,
like
oh my
whatever.
God. Wait,
Well, I think she probably
Side
very much
note,
regrets that.
totally
Who?
random.
Matt Healy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know if you guys heard, Maddie Haley's mom was on an interview and like was literally asked like, so like Taylor Swift something, and she said something like, "Let's just say I'm happy that I'm not her mother-in-law."
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mrs.
Well, he's
Haley.
like
Her
Maddie-
son sucks.
I mean, he's
I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know about Maddie Haley. I do love the 1975 actually, so we'll stay out of that argument. But
they're fine. I think they're now their biggest claim to fame is Charlie XCX, but whatever. That's my own opinions. But I just I also think it's interesting because she was like, this is the first time she's been on a podcast.
Yes.
Which, again, I listen to a lot of celebrity interviews via podcast, and a lot of them will say that. And I'm like, that's so interesting because it's strange that, like, I think celebrities are like, whoa, a podcast, like, that's kind of crazy.
But to
me,
what I
like,
would expect.
But to me, that's where I get, like, a lot of my, like, info. Mm-hmm. Like, I go for a walk, I put a podcast in, I love listening to, like, a celebrity interview. But I think it's, like, a new thing for a lot of people. Like, it's a new trend, which is interesting. And again, I think I asked friend of the pod, Emily, the biggest Swiftie I know, I was talking to her one time because she loves Taylor Swift and she loves Alex Cooper. And I can't remember if I said this to her, but I was asking her what you think it is about them. They have, like, similar fan bases. And I was like, I think there's something to do with, like, the intimacy of, like, an auditory connection with someone. Where, like, music, you're just, like, hearing them. It's, like, it's... Mm-hmm. And okay, here, stick with me. And I think it has something to do with the womb, okay? Because, like, out of your 5 senses, really, the first one you're, like, really connecting to people with is, like, what you're hearing. You know, you're hearing, like, things going on outside, whatever your mother is doing. And I think that like, it's, like, your original, like, base connection to people, which I think is really interesting because I notice, like, even for me... Like, when I listen to podcasts and stuff, like, I feel very connected to those people, which I think creates, like, this bigger fan base. And I think it's also why maybe some stars are, like, hesitant to do, like, podcasts, because it is, like, kind of a weird level of intimacy in a way.
Yeah, I mean, and
as we're doing one right now,
like it's almost like she's Jason and like we're Travis and Taylor, because this was them sitting next to each other. Like she's got her hand like on his leg and stuff, and like Jay at one point they do kiss, and like Jason's like, all right, and I'm like, okay, like I get it. Like it's interesting because like they'll record theirs like live via camera, like you can watch them sometimes too in their clips, but as they're like communicating like via the microphones. But she, you know what? She just seems happy.
Okay.
She just seems happy.
I believe you.
Whatever happened with Joe Alwyn that triggered the Torture Poets Department, which was not one of her best albums. Whatever happened with that must have been detriment. Oh.
Best album.
I'm a Reputation for sure.
Whoa.
What do people say about Joe Alwyn that makes it, like, what makes him so bad? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
And
because I've never heard...
My cousin
here's
Abby
the thing,
would answer that question.
I'm just curious, because here's what gets me sometimes is, like, I've never heard her, maybe her music I've never heard her come out and say anything, but people hate him, and then I've never heard her come out and, like, defend him either, and I'm like...
No, I have no idea. I mean, so some people say that some of the songs on that album are about, like, Maddie Healy, like, I think the smallest man that whoever lived is supposed to be about Maddie Healy or whatever, and like there's just different, I don't know all of that lore about like those songs. I mean, I hear rumors, I listen to videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that would make sense. Like with like All Too Well about like the scarf, like people are like, oh, that's a big about her whirlwind relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. He didn't show up to her 21st birthday party, she was so upset, like that kind of thing. Like it's like okay, you know, all right, like now I get it, because that's just how but she said on the podcast, she was like, realistically, like, the whole friendship bracelet thing is kind of cheesy. Like, yes, like, Travis Kelce, like, he went to one of her shows.
Oh, yeah, he, like, not stalked her, but he was, like, I was listening to Giggly Squad, and they were talking about how, like, he basically was, like, trying to get to know her. So he would, like, try to go backstage at her concerts and, like, and she was, like, honestly, if it had been anybody else, it would have been, like, this is really creepy. But she kind of was just like, you know what, I've been, like, asking for someone to like, or like give like for a love like this, so maybe I should just give into it.
Well, apparently, like she didn't meet him then. Like she, there was a connection between her dad, because she's from Reading, Pennsylvania, so like her family grew up as Eagles fans. The Kansas City Chiefs coach Andy Reid used to coach the Eagles, and I think from what I learned from that podcast, her dad and him were friends, I think. So at some point people were talking to her, hey, did you hear Travis, like, you know, Travis Kelce, like, he's interested in meeting you, Travis this, and she was like, I don't know. And then she eventually did meet him, and I guess like it was really great. And now she bakes sourdough, and she plays with Jason Kelsey's kids. She hangs out with Jason Kelsey and his wife and their kids.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what this album is like. When does it come out?
October 3rd, actually.
Oh wow! Okay.
Right before my birthday. So I mean, I will be listening.
It's
Yeah.
interesting that like
will be listening.
this thing. I'm sure she was working on this before the movie, but like it's just interesting that it came out like right after that movie.
The Pamela Anderson one.
Yeah,
the
like
last Showgirl.
The last Showgirl. Like it's just interesting
no
the
idea what that is.
timing.
Yeah, interesting.
Of
I think
that.
as she
know.
said in the
Yeah.
podcast something about like this album is about the things that she felt and experienced while on the Eras tour, and that's why it's
Yeah.
called like The Life of a Showgirl. And of course Travis is in the microphone like the songs are all bangers, love them, and I'm like, we know, like now
Yeah.
we know that you love her, like you know what I mean, like we get
Yeah.
it. Not
Yeah.
now we get it. We get it. So, you know, it's like, they're cute,
funny.
whatever. Like, people are going to be pissed off that she's at the football games. Woohoo. But, like, if you give it attention, like, then
Yeah.
that's, like, space in your
And
brain
that's
that
the
you
thing,
don't need.
people were saying
just
even
watch
with-
football. Who cares if Taylor Swift's there? Like, you know what I mean?
With his podcast, I think it really like. I mean, a lot of people love Travis Kelce, but like I think Taylor Swift has just like really elevated his stardom, and also like really like. I mean, I'm sure the podcast listens to that were insane. And also people
Yeah.
who listen to his podcast regularly, like people were talking about how in the comments guys would be like, I'm a sports guy, but like maybe I should be a Taylor Swift fan.
Well, because I think
It's
there's a newfound
interesting.
appreciation with fathers like taking their kids to football games because like yes, their daughters are Taylor Swift fans, and like they're excited to see if Taylor will be there, and it's like, okay, bring a new addition to like the football fan base. But there's another very popular couple in football that like people don't talk about enough, and I'm just saying it's Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen. She's married to the quarterback of the
I didn't know
Bills.
she was married.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Her dress was beautiful. Her wedding was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, I actually wait. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I did have her on my inspo board in
Yeah.
a wedding dress. So why did I forget that she was married? I also didn't know that Allison Brie and Dave Franco were married until this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
they've
yeah.
been in a movie before. Maybe
They've been
even
together.
more than once.
Their story is funny. If you guys have heard them talk about how they met,
No.
they met in and they met through mutual friends in New Orleans, and she gave him a drink laced with Molly, and she was like, we're gonna have a good night, a good time or whatever.
That's
And
very yeah.
it's very
Allison
Allison
Brie.
Brie.
Yeah.
And apparently they made out all night, and they were inseparable ever since. So they can thank Mardi Gras New Orleans for that.
They can
I've
thank-
heard
they
him
can
s-
thank Molly.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I used to be obsessed with the two of them. The thing is,
I still want to see.
I
that movie,
love
by the
his
way.
eyebrows.
Their
I went to
marketing-
school with a guy who looked just like him. I swear.
Really.
Their
He's the
marketing-
good Franco.
well, but do you ever think about like, 'cause, okay, so obviously like he's his brother, so I'm like, what do they like? What's that like for? I'm not like sympathizing with James Franco or anything. I'm just saying like, I wonder what that's like for him because he's kind of lost his career now, but like his
Yeah.
brother is still very much
Absolutely.
in like acting and like and
He's just a
Allison Brie.
good natured dude.
But I'm like, what's that family dynamic like? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
just
James
interesting.
Franco has not been married, has no kids, right? Like he's not.
Right, but also I just mean like he's not acting really anymore either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like,
haven't
do you
seen
think
him
he
in
sees
anything.
them and he's just like, oh, cool, like, like you know what I mean? Like, what's
yeah.
that
I know,
like?
James,
Like,
James Franco, if you're
at
listening,
Christmas,
tell
it's
us.
like, oh, like, how's Hollywood going?
Yeah.
It's like, how's the acting business?
Oh, that's odd. That would be
Yeah.
so.
So I see you guys have a
Is
movie
he the
coming
older
out.
brother?
Yeah.
James
James is older.
David's
But the
younger.
thing is, they've
I
done
always
some
forget
weird
that.
marketing for this movie, yet I've seen nothing really about the movie.
Yeah, I
There
do
was
want to see
Just
it.
the body horror thing. I want to see
I do
it
too.
really bad.
I'm curious. So, and then also there was marketing where they were like seen like making out on a picnic table, like somebody was filming them while they're. And I'm just like, okay,
Did you see
Just,
the
like,
one where it was
weird.
like he took Allison Brie's? I can't. Okay, it was like he
Ew.
like took her sweaty shirt, like she had been working out or something, and like wrung out the sweat like on him and
Ew.
in his mouth.
where, like, in what context?
It was like for paparazzi, like
See,
as
that's
like a
what they've
weird
been
thing.
doing. This weird
And
stuff.
I was just like, I'm good on that.
it's so.
And now
weird.
imagine Thanksgiving after that, knowing that like your brother ingested your sister-in-law's sweat from a
And
T-shirt.
James Franco's like, oh, but I'm the bad guy.
Yeah,
right.
I'm joking.
He's
but,
like, and I can't get a job.
but yeah, I
Well,
just
James, let me tell you why.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
weird. I guess I'll see that movie too,
I
stolen
do.
script or not. But
yeah, we
there's-
talked about that on a
yeah, we
previous
did.
episode.
Oops.
What? No, you're fine. I'm saying go listen to the episode, guys.
What were they? A weird couple.
They are. They're interesting.
They're hot though. They're a hot couple.
Well, Allison
They
Brie.
are,
Allison
yeah.
Brie's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She is. Love her in Mad
I mean, Dave
Men.
Franco's cute too.
Trudy.
Trudy
Huh?
Campbell.
Trudy Campbell.
And if y'all haven't seen The Rental, it's a really good.
No, I love that.
If you
movie.
haven't
That's
seen-
another one.
It's a really good, like scary, like thriller, scary movie that I've actually seen more times than I can
because
count.
he's not actually in that. He directed.
Yeah.
it.
He
So
directed
they've
it.
worked.
Yeah.
I want you to watch a movie called The Little Hours that they're in together.
Oh, I've heard that
Aubrey
one, yeah.
Plaza's in it. You would like it. You wouldn't care. I'm gonna be honest. You would love it though. I think.
The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, aka Glow, that she starred in,
Yeah,
gone
I never
too
s- I
soon.
never
It was
watched
so
that.
good. It got
Ladies
canceled after
of
2
Wrestling.
seasons. It was like in the 80s where it's like about like female professional
cool.
Yeah, I feel like you would like
wrestlers,
it.
Yeah.
It's like a
Betty
sport in the
Gilpin
80s.
it plays like
Oh.
her like best friend / nemesis.
Oh,
Love her.
interesting.
But anyways, I mean,
Thank you for being our Taylor Swift correspondent.
yeah, we need
You're
a Taylor
most
Swift
welcome.
correspondent.
I
every now
figured
and
it was
then.
important. I mean, she is coming out with an album and it will be
It
listened
is
to.
very
but,
pop culture oriented.
But also shout out Sabrina Carpenter's album does come out on Friday. I'm very excited to hear that
Oh,
too.
really?
I'm more
And-
excited about
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
Man's
am
Best
very
Friend.
excited.
It's gonna be good. I'm tired
You
of
know
people
what?
bitching about the album cover. Like,
Have you
this-
seen the
new
music
one?
video? Yeah, I was like, she's so like this is why we need like.
Oh, I haven't
actor-
seen the video yet.
Well, I just
Ooh.
saw a clip from
She
it,
is
but I'm like,
cinematic.
She's cinematic.
Yeah.
Well, whoever does like whoever does the cinematography for her videos
Yeah.
is great.
I was
I-
told that there's a rumor that like Pedro Pascal's the guy on the cover of the album because
Oh, I saw that.
the way the
People
back
think
of the
his
head works,
silhouette,
and I'm
yeah.
like, if it would be because of like the SNL video that they did together, and
That'd
like,
be weird. They're
It would
too.
be.
They're. It's like weird because it's like, I mean, it's the age difference. I think it's because she's so small that something about
It is,
that
but
would
it's
be really
Pedro
weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so is my take
Guys,
like not a good take? To be
here's
honest?
Well,
our-
your take was like you were like sorry. Sorry.
What?
I thought you were mad at me. I thought you were mad. Your take was that like Tyrion and whatever.
Rose, but
Moira
you know
Rose
me.
needed
Those are my
to be
comfort
higher,
shows.
and I'm
I
like,
know.
yes, because you love those shows.
Yeah, no,
but
there's
they're
probably better
you know,
performances.
I kind of agreed with the list. It's a. What
I
is
did
it,
too,
Vanity
but I thought
Fair?
Armand from White Lotus should have been in the top 5. I think about that character
that
once a
Walt-
week.
What
Walton
was that
Goggins?
publication?
no.
They published the
Murray
top
Bartlett.
actors of. Hang on, pause.
There was
It
a
was
lot,
Variety.
a lot of shows I hadn't seen on there, so I was just like,
Pause.
you know what?
Yes, it was Variety. They did the 100 greatest TV performances of the century, and number 1 was Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Veep, which I always mean to watch.
I know.
Number 2, Jeremy Strong in Succession.
I think you should be
Fair.
number 1.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number
I'm
3,
the oldest boy.
Elizabeth Moss in Mad Men. I think
I
that's
agree.
fair. Yeah.
I need a.
But also Don Draper should be up there.
Oh.
I've never heard of this. Lisa Kudrow in The Comeback. I've never heard of
I've
that.
heard of it.
Lisa
I don't know.
Kudrow.
Bryan Cranston as Walter White in Breaking Bad is number 5.
You could put any of the characters from Breaking Bad or Better
Yeah.
Call Saul up there in the
I
top
think
5.
I agree with this one. Michael Kenneth Williams as Omar Little in The Wire, phenomenal. Carrie Coon as Nora Durst in
The
The
Leftovers.
Leftovers is number 7. Number 8 is Andre Braugher as Captain Raymond Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Number 9 is Rhea Seehorn as Kim Wexler.
And Better Call Saul.
Yes, and number 10 is Sandra Oh as Dr. Christina Yang in Grey's Anatomy.
That is a show that I will never watch.
And
I'm
here's
just gonna
one
tell you
that
right
I was
now.
surprised made the list, but I think is fair, and I'm just going to say it's number 11. Michaela Cole as Arabella
Yeah, I saw
Esidu
that.
in I May Destroy You. I may have said that
So
wrong.
I
but
think
No.
that
it was a phenomenal show that nobody ever talks about.
I've never
yeah,
heard of
I
it,
remember you telling
but
me
no
about it.
surprise
I
there.
never saw it.
Crazy good.
Yeah, it's an interesting plot. But
I'm just glad to announce to the pod that yes, like she does have a new album coming out, and it's probably gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be good. Apparently, according to Travis Kelce, it sounds a little different than what she's used to. So it's a little more poppy and like more like fun showgirly.
And you know what? A lot of people have been talking how we didn't have a song of the summer this past summer.
Abracadabra.
Was it like I liked it, but it wasn't like I wasn't like woo! It's
I have
summer. Let me put on
wait,
it.
hold on.
Abracad. I can't do it.
Abracadabra.
What would my song
Thank you.
ever be?
Literally, Chris was trying to teach me how to do that for so long, and he would just hear me upstairs being like abracadabra.
No, you're putting the emphasis on the burr, and you need to combine
abracadabra. Do it again.
abracadabra, abracadabra. Okay, so you gotta go abracadabra.
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 Anyways, he just heard me doing that like a 7-year-old all the time. Abracadabra. Oh, cry.
We're good.
I would say,
It's okay.
honestly, because I am looking at Summer Hits 2025. I mean, like Man Child, like comes up, like that's a good song. Like that's
Yeah,
a
but it's
popular. Daisies
fun.
by Justin Bieber, like that album is.
It's fun, but it doesn't give me like
Like-
summer. It just gives me like, you know, it wasn't
Yeah,
like
you're
Brat
right.
summer, you know.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But
That's
anyways,
true. Yeah, more on summer later.
yeah. But I
Because
think
summer is like coming to an end soon, which is great for me
Hmm.
because I do love fall.
yeah.
But yes.
Well, end of August is when I start to be like, okay, fall, here we come.
Well,
Here
my
we
I
go.
don't-
so
I don't
I
like
just
to
turned
rush
30 this
summer.
past weekend.
Fair.
And at my
yeah.
birthday party, everyone was talking to me about all their fall activities, and I was like, I'm also excited, but I'm currently sweating.
I've had like 6 like pumpkin spice coffees already.
That's
Like,
crazy.
it's not. It's not.
I
Oh my
just
gosh.
can't even think about that when
Why
it's
are
hot.
the dogs surrounding me?
You
don't
can
know.
have PSLs like any time of the year. Like pumpkin does not have to be just a fall flavor. It's just a good flavor.
I mean, do pumpkins grow any other time of year?
I don't know, but the flavor is always.
As I
around.
said before, I'm just not a gourd girl. I don't like squash. I don't like pumpkin. I don't like any of that shit.
Broken toe.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, you better protect
Yeah.
those dogs from these dogs.
Yeah, exactly. So the last thing I want to talk about today is something that I think is really interesting. So do you guys know what The Biggest Loser is?
Well, yes,
Is it a reality show?
it was a
Yeah.
reality show in the early 2000s.
There's like I think 17
Okay.
seasons.
Okay.
So- yeah,
I
it was
didn't know that.
crazy. It was one of the biggest
I don't
reality
watch
shows.
TV or reality TV or like any TV, so bear with me.
I mean, I didn't watch it either, but
I couldn't have lifted her up in a worse way.
But basically, the premise of this show is like people who are considered obese, so they're like 200 pounds plus, like for whatever their height and weight is. They go on this show, and the goal is to lose weight over a certain amount of time. So I think it's like 12 weeks, and people were obsessed with this show when it first came out. It was like the biggest show on television. It was making millions of dollars, etc. So a documentary on Netflix just came out. It's called Fit for TV, where they interview former contestants and one of the former trainers from the show, and it's just really interesting like what they went through, because I feel like in the early 2000s we were just so obsessed with this like obesity epidemic, as they said.
Yeah.
And so the producer of the show, I forget his name, but he said he had the idea for the show because he was leaving the gym and he saw a notice on the door that said that it said trainer desperately needed and it was like an obese person trying to save their life. And he was like, you know what if we made a show out of that? And so I think like they were trying to really push that the original concept is like helping people lose weight and like be healthy. But then when you watch the show, it's insane. It's literally just like, I think especially the first season, it's just like the tone of it is literally just like, let's make fun of fat people.
And that's
kind
what
of.
the name gave it. Like, because obviously The Biggest Loser, like, that was kind of what turned me off, like, as a child.
Yeah.
It was like
I
my
wasn't
parents
interested in- yeah.
never
We
wanted
did-
to watch it. Like, we
No.
were just not,
Yeah.
yeah, we weren't fans. I think it's like, the name is like, obviously a play on words, but I just
Yeah.
was like, that's mean.
So the goal
Yeah.
is you win a $250,000 if you lose the most amount of weight. And I can't remember, it's like 6 to 12 weeks, and the amount of weight that people are losing, it's like half of their body weight. So it'd be like one of the
goodness.
guys, he was one
That's
of the
crazy.
he was like 300 or 400 pounds, and he got down to like 160 something or something insane in this amount of time. And the thing is, like, they'll show you like they would do challenges where it's like you have to build a tower out of food, and it's again just like overweight people like
Aw.
taking baguettes and donuts with their mouths and having to build a tower out of
What's the
it.
point of that if they're trying to lose weight? What's the point of, like...
It's because they would do these challenges called temptations, and it's
I don't like that.
it's so stupid where they would be like, they lock you in a room with all of this food like donuts, pizza, or whatever, and it's like if you eat the most amount of calories, then you win the chance to like go see your family. However, at the end of the week, you're still going to be weighed in,
Oh my god.
and you're
I
going to
don't
like
that.
yes, and
No, that's like... So now it's like messing with them physically and mentally. That's
yes.
horrible.
And you know what's crazy? So on the show, they have 2 trainers. It's Jillian Michaels, that's how she got famous.
oh.
And
Sorry.
I always want to say Bob Hope. It's not Bob Hope.
The old comedian.
And Bob Harper. Were the 2 trainers on this show, and like they had one doctor, and the doctor all the time he would be like, sometimes they wouldn't tell me about challenges, like they wouldn't explain things to me, and they wouldn't consult me, or like sometimes the trainers would just go behind my back. So it turns out that Jillian Michaels was apparently giving her team caffeine pills, which is really bad. for your heart, you know, especially if you are
Good
going
God.
from someone living a mainly sedentary lifestyle to this. But also, so they're working out 6 to 8 hours a day. They're burning about 6,000 calories a day.
Is that even healthy?
I mean, no, but like that's like a professional athlete like training schedule. Do you know how much they were allowed to eat? 800 calories a
That's
day.
actually, like, as somebody who has, like, tracked, like, that stuff in the past, like, you do need a certain amount to sustain yourself throughout the day, and that is not...
Oh, absolutely.
Were they all staying in a house? Like, was it like that kind of thing?
I think so. I think they were all like together. But like the
That's
thing
actually
is,
crazy.
a lot of people will talk about like on it, like the guy who lost like the most amount of weight ever, he was like in the last week, he just was doing a quote unquote cleanse. He was literally just like drinking syrup and like lemon water. He wasn't eating any food, and they have to do a blood test to make sure that you're not like, you know, using any like drugs or anything.
Yeah.
And there was blood in his urine because his kidneys were failing him.
Oh
Okay,
my
see?
God. I really hate this. It's upsetting me.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's really upsetting to listen to, but people were obsessed with this show. And again, they would do things where it was like, okay, we're just going to like dangle all these people off of like, it was like a tilted platform. And whoever slides down first is like the loser of this challenge because you're the heaviest person, clearly.
Oh my
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know why anybody would want to do
I don't know
something
why
like
anyone
that.
would watch
But
that
the thing
and, like,
is,
love it.
But
The
people,
trauma of going back and, like, even watching that, like, after they've come out of it is probably, like, not...
But people in the early 2000s loved that shit. Like, think about how, like, we're kind of a weight-obsessed culture in general, but think about, like, all the tabloids in the early 2000s of being like, look at this celebrity's cellulite, and look at how much
Yeah.
weight they've gained,
That,
and
which is so creepy.
etc. Yes,
Yeah.
and so, like, it was, like, the
creepy.
biggest show on television for a while. Like, people loved it. And so
Yeah.
then some of the contestants came out, and they were saying, basically, like, we were like drugged on the show. We were given caffeine pills. We were given, some people like claimed that maybe they were given Adderall. And like there was one woman who like, to get on the show, you have to submit, like they had thousands of people submitting because here's the thing. People were saying, they were like, I need to change my life. I need this or else like my health is going to be bad. Like my life, I can't do this on my own. And if you've never like struggled with your weight, I think it's like hard to understand. Like, but I think it's, you know, one of the producers said, he was like, I'm sure there's people I'm sure there's people out there who are like overweight and happy, but we didn't want those. We wanted people who were overweight and wanted to
like
change.
desperate.
And desperate.
But go to a trainer then. Don't go on a
But
show.
people can't afford that. And also, like, the thing is, the first season people were iffy about it, but then it's like, you're seeing these drastic weight losses. So it's like, this is going to change your life, right? Like, that's what you think. And this one woman, the first, like, to get on the show, they were like, you have to run a mile on the beach. We're filming you.
Okay,
And you have
that's hard to do.
That's hard to do, but especially for people who they're not doing any exercise. You know what I mean? Like they're literally going from like a sedentary lifestyle. And so she went into, I forget the medical term, but it's like basically her body shut down and she kind of like, I think she like medically died. And they had to take her to the hospital. But she still was like, once they brought her, like got her back to whatever, the doctor was like, you should not do this. And she was like, no, I'm going to do it.
That makes me sad. I don't
And
know.
let me say this, like, as like a like former cross country runner and somebody who has like run a race on, like that was like a mile and a half on the Virginia Beach oceanfront, like on the sand. Running in the sand for a long period of time, like on the beach, is not conducive like to your joints at all. So
No.
that, and especially for somebody who is like heavier and like they're like and they're being pushed to like those limits, like that shit is not easy. It's not easy at all.
And it's crazy because, again, so these people, like, while they're on the show, they're working out, like, 8 hours a day. And a lot of the contestants were like, after we left, we emailed the producers and we were like, we need some sort of aftercare program. Because it's like, they weren't teaching you about nutrition. They're not teaching you about, like, maintaining your weight on the outside. It was literally just about, like, dropping pounds.
And they reported on that when the show was out because I remember, like, that was the issue was, like, people ended up gaining it back because they didn't know how to, like, there was no thing to keep up with it. So a lot of people ended up gaining weight back or they got sick or whatever. It kind of reminds me of, like, this isn't real, like, it's the same as, like, a house show where it's, like, they you know, paid for your house or whatever, you know how, like, whatever, what was that show called? Where they, like, people, like...
It was, like, a home makeover show?
Yeah, America's Home
Move that bus!
But it was, like, afterwards they couldn't afford, like... Oh my
thank
god,
you. Extreme
that scared
home
me
makeover.
so bad.
Chris saves the day.
Yeah.
But remember, they couldn't afford, like, a lot of times they couldn't even end up affording, like, all the stuff afterwards or whatever, and it was just like...
And they also, like, on the show, like, they are literally promoting, like eating disorders, and they didn't have, like, a mental health consultant. They would just be like, oh, go talk to, Bob Harper, because he's the nice trainer. And they're like, he'll be nice to you. It's like, what? Bob? He's a trainer.
He's a comedian. Bob Hope?
Yeah, like, what? That's like, and so it was such an interesting documentary to me, because it's one of those things, I feel like we've been doing a lot of reflection on, like, the early 2000s.
Do you think they'd bring it back and be like, the biggest winner? Like, do you know they brought back, what's that show where it was like, what was that show called where it was like What Not to Wear? It was What Not to Wear.
Oh yeah, and
they
like,
brought it back and
wear
like,
whatever
you want, which is like,
which
please
I
stop.
loved What Not to Wear, but
yeah,
like,
you know what, they should have kept that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, problematic, but also I'm like, okay, but don't bring it back and call it something stupid like that.
And here's the thing: is like where this documentary like kind of made me mad. So also one, they only had one trainer, and it was Bob. And he, like, kind of was talking about it in this, like, not happy-go-lucky, but just like, oh, well, like, this is, like, the peak of my career, which, I mean, he did it for, like, 15 years, so it makes sense. Jillian Michaels didn't come on, which makes sense, because she's, like, crazy. Yeah, and she was definitely the most problematic one, but they show these clips where it's like, there's this one contestant, her name is Joelle, and it's like, he would tell the people, he'd be like, run for 30 seconds, and every time she would be like, only making it to 25 seconds, and she would be like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And it's like, yeah, you've been working out for 8 hours.
Yeah, and they're probably,
no, that's
we don't recognize the word can't.
And they show this clip of him absolutely fucking losing it on her, and like just screaming at her, and she was like, she literally said, she was like, Bob Harper, I do not like that man. That is not a good man. Like, she was also on the documentary. She was like, she said something where it was basically like, fuck him and his little dog too. Because he had a little dog sitting with him in the documentary.
Get you and your little dog too.
And it's awful. and the way they're like yelling at these people, and like the way they're yelling at these people, and like the things that they're expecting them to do. Like, at one point they like had the trainers go like away, and they just told people like, do whatever you want in the gym. It's like these people don't know what they're doing. And they made this one girl, Joelle, they made her go like on these like the 2 lateral bars, and it was like she couldn't lift herself up because, again, she's not like a physically active person. And it's just it's just like, oh, you're just making fun of this person at this point.
Yeah.
And I think like, so what eventually they realized they'd gone too far was like the last season, this one contestant comes out, the one who had won, and she looks like, usually like they come out and they show like the weight loss, and like the coaches are cheering, everyone's cheering, and it's like she comes out and everyone's like, oh my God, like we've gone too far. And if you see her, you're like the before and after, you're like, oh, this is bad. And it's also, it's not healthy to lose that amount of weight in that much time, because your metabolism goes into
definitely not
starvation mode. It slows down, and
Definitely.
that's one of the things people said, like they gained all the weight back because like your body is used to having this certain amount of weight, so it's going to fight to like get back to that weight, which is insane. What really made me mad is, I'm curious, like, because it made me think of this, you brought this up, is if they would ever bring it back. At the end of the documentary, they were like, they're like,
we don't regret anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the producer said the only thing he regrets is making a cash prize at the end. He doesn't regret, I don't know, making
pushing people to their limits and almost death.
Yeah, he doesn't regret making people carry baguettes in their mouth to form a tower. Like, it's stuff like that that was really annoying. But, so they put at the end a statistic. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's basically like, when the show started, this was the amount of people who were obese in America. And now, like, the amount has gone up by, like, 15% or something like that. Which made me mad because they also did it right after they were like, well, if we did it now, if we did a show like this, it'd just be someone injecting themselves every week, so it's not much of a show to talk about Ozempic. And that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And some of the contestants were like, I use like Ozempic type semaglutide GLP-1 medications as like a booster, like it's helped me. But they like, some of them were like, they just phrased it as this way of like almost like a cop-out thing. And as someone who's been on those medications, full disclosure, I'm like, that's not what it is. Like, if you are, again, like so overweight that you like can't change your life and you have this medication, like why are we shitting on that? Like, why, and it's just interesting because like, they're making this point, like, oh, this show, not the solution. This other drug that's now come out, apparently also not the solution. And it's just interesting, again, to look at just, like, I think we're doing, like, a lot of reflection on early 2000s culture nowadays that I think is really interesting. Like, we have that book that came out that's Girl on Girl, and it's about how, like, we kind of weaponized women against each other. That was really popular. And, like, we've just been looking at, like, how it impacted us as a culture. And I think the biggest loser is, like, really such a, like, good description of, like, early 2000s culture where we're like, fat people, we want to make fun of them.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do it for their health. We're going to pretend like we are. We're going to say that it's for their health, but it's not, because this one guy's drinking syrup for a week, you know?
That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
That's insane.
And to lose that amount of weight, like, that would be the amount of weight you would want to lose over, like, 2 years. But they're losing it in, like, 12 weeks. It's so crazy. Sorry. I'm just really popping off about this. Like,
obviously, Lucy's intrigued, as you can see.
Yeah, she's really into it.
Yeah, she's so into it. She actually wants to be, like, a part of the conversation, so.
Yeah, she's
She
like...
really is.
Yeah.
For those who can't see, Alexa's mom's dog, Lucy, is literally paws on the table, actively engaging in dog form.
Well, she also watched the documentary, you know? So she's got thoughts.
So she's got a lot to say.
Yeah. But that's just, like, my thoughts and opinions on it. Like, again, it's just crazy sometimes when we think about, like, weight loss and our relationship to it and how very little of it actually has to do with health. And I think, like, the biggest loser is, like, the epitome of that.
Yeah. That's very intriguing, and it makes me really sad for all of those individuals involved.
Have you guys ever seen, like,
these days?
My 600-Pound Life? It's, like,
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
most... It's
I have
actually
seen
one of the most
clips,
disturbing shows.
And I am just not here for it.
It's
to put it lightly.
really, really disturbing.
To be frank, I'm not here for that. Yeah. I'm not into that. It makes me very sad. I don't understand how that has happened to people.
They usually go into it, and it's equally as sad. Yeah,
and a lot, like, even on, like, one of the contestants, like, she was active her whole life. She was a police officer at 9/11, you know, and she got an injury, and then it was like she couldn't be as active, and she, like, ended up gaining all of this weight. And it's like, we're just not in a society that is built to, like, teach us how to live, like, a healthy, sustainable life, because also it's, like, more profitable for companies and the weight loss industry if we're perpetually in this cycle of, like, losing, gaining.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah. But that was Fit for TV. I think it's worth the watch. It's 3 episodes on Netflix. It's really interesting.
Can I say something? I really am tired of the episodes documentary. Can we just go back to the documentary movies? Like, and we'll talk about this next week more, but Matthew and I were watching one this week, and it was like, Matthew hates, like, show, like, he's like, he just wants something to be a movie, and he gets mad when he's like, oh, it's a limited series, like,
yeah.
But, it is kind of like movies used to be documentaries, or sorry, documentaries used to be movies, and I'm like, why are we doing the 4 episodes? Do we really need all that content?
I think
that is true.
If it's something where it's like the OJ documentary that Chris showed me, like, where it's like 10 episodes or something. But if it's something like this was 3 episodes, I'm like, okay, so a 90-minute movie?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we have to split it up into episodes? Like, I'm just like, that makes me want to watch it less.
Yeah, if
because
it's really...
then it gets people, because this is what I'm learning, is that the more you do that, now you have it in an episode format. So once people see one, they're likely to continue to pay for the streaming service, because now they know that there's another episode that comes after it. And because I had this argument with my friend.
Back to capitalism.
No, seriously, I had this argument, or not argument. I had this discussion with my friends. With the friends I visited in Jersey this weekend. They are watching Wednesday, the new season of Wednesday, and I didn't know. Okay, then you'll understand this. Why are we getting into this rhythm of splitting shows in the middle?
I don't know. I think
4 episodes.
You know, the new season of Stranger Things is doing that in, like, an extreme way. Though they're releasing some episodes during, like, one, like, on one day. Then they're releasing one on Thanksgiving, stupid. One on Christmas, and then one on, like, New Year's Eve. It's really crazy.
Yeah, my friend's husband, and that's what my friend's husband said.
We'll not be watching Stranger Things on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, she said, or my friend's husband said,
I'll be watching on New Year's Day.
That's why, because, like, they know these streaming services are going to continue to get money.
Yeah.
Because they're going to end these shows in a middle break, in a middle series break on a cliffhanger, and people are going to be like,
but this
I got to keep my
annoyed.
subscription, which is why streaming services piss me off.
I get annoyed though when it was like the
Cable for life. I wish.
What? Ew. Sorry.
No.
That came out really aggressive. I'm sorry, but
It's totally fine.
remember remember there was a California hotel. The girl that was killed in Elena something. She was killed in that hotel in California.
I don't remember that one.
In LA. Yes, you do. You definitely saw the documentary. She was found in that vat and she was in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Megan, you absolutely have to. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about. You just can't. You're not.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining
I know
it well.
Chris Watts killed his baby girls and wife
No,
and
no,
put them in
no,
a
no,
vat
no, that's
in
what
an
I'm
in an
thinking
oil
of.
field.
What? The girl in California, the haunted hotel. It's like a super scary
The
hotel.
Cecil Hotel?
Yes.
Yes.
thank
Oh,
you.
I meant to
Thank
watch
you.
that
Hotel.
documentary. Yeah.
You
Okay.
said Cecil, and now I'm on it. Got
Prime
it.
example of a documentary
Hotel
that could
Cecil.
have just been
Yes.
a movie, but they made it into like 4 or 5 parts, and there was
Yes,
just
I remember that.
It was like way too. They were trying to fill it. That's
Yeah,
the problem, though.
I remember
I'm
that.
getting mad. I'm getting fired up.
See that?
They're trying to fill it.
All riled up.
All riled up. Aww. I love that you like remember that.
It just cracks me up.
Yeah. Anyway, that was all I had to say. I'm sick of these episodes.
Yeah. Sick of them. I'm curious, like, what's a documentary that you guys think of regularly? I'll go first. Mine is Woodstock 99. I think about it, like, once a week.
I have an answer.
Mine
I just
is
can't
dark.
think of it.
Like mine's
Go ahead.
bad
Okay.
because it's the one that has stuck out the most in terms of just how horrible the situation was.
Was
but
it the poop cruise?
Ew.
Sorry.
I
I
never
actually
heard you say
don't
that
know what
before.
that is.
I know that's the first time I've said that
Um,
word in front of you.
The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That was upsetting.
I have watched that, and
Awful-
unfortunately,
obviously
I've
awful.
watched it more than once, only because I saw it once myself, and then I watched it with my mom, probably during COVID or whenever it came out. I don't even remember. But when I tell you that I was in tears after it. I was in
Wow.
tears.
Yeah, that
And
one was
are you aware
disturbing.
Are you aware of that? The story. Okay, we'll talk about that later. It's
No
actually
crime.
probably for the
Yeah,
best.
I'm
one thing
not
we-
a crime girl.
We
Oh
really,
my God.
we really realized, like, because I'm not
It actually- it
totally
makes me
either. I
sick.
feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. But, like, Alexa really doesn't know true crime stuff.
I
We
used to
did
be
full
really into
disclosure.
the true crime podcast when it was like first popping off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I was just like,
well, I don't listen
I'm
to
good
true
on it.
crime podcasts.
they all
really.
just feel even like the true crime documentary. I'm like, okay, once you see a death, you've seen a death, you know.
But
Full disclosure-
you like don't know like major ones that are in the news. That's because
Yes.
when we talked about what was her name?
Gabby Petito.
Gabby
Oh, God,
Petito.
yeah.
You hadn't heard
Huge.
of that either.
Again, I just listen to NPR, and if it's not on there, like, I don't know.
They
Really?
don't really cover
That
that.
was a big one. Well, she also doesn't know who, well, the Idaho college murders. Alexa
Yeah.
did not know what that was, but that's okay. That's okay.
Well,
The thing is,
We're
I'm
gonna
very
educate
interested
you, and then y'all can talk about it
in
next
murder,
week.
but mainly if it's my own. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, not in like actual one because it's
Yeah.
quite gruesome, quite sad.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not trying to be some kind of sick individual. It's just those kinds of things do interest
Okay.
me because I wish I could put myself in the mind of the individuals that are doing these sick things and just asking why.
Okay, interesting. I will say all the
You
bird.
should watch
I was like
Mindhunter.
looking at.
No, I want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
I
you would
want
love
to.
Mindhunter.
Yeah, it's like based on like real
I
interviews.
realized
with,
like
real
I had like a
serial
list of
killers.
potential birthday gifts I like would get you, and I will say I was like, she's a sick individual. I was like, oh, interesting.
Listen, I tell them all the time I'm the easiest to buy for because I have an October birthday. I am the spooky queen. All I ask for are fall things and Halloween.
Well,
related
Megan
stuff.
does make her
imagining, like-
personality like what
Yeah.
you like. You
Yeah.
make those things known.
You
No,
like
this is
bring
true.
like a stranger home or whatever. They're so excited. They're like, wow, this girl is cute and fun. And they walk into your bedroom. They're like, wait, what the fuck? They're like, is that a
What's that
knife
lampshade
bookmark? Like,
made
what
out
is-
of?
Yeah, and from you.
Yeah.
actually.
They're like, why does she have 17 books on how to murder? Like, wait a second.
I do have a-
and
I
Megan
do have a
comes in,
serial
she's like,
killer
hey,
book.
buddy, locks the door.
And then the door locks shut.
Yes. But anyways, I mean, that's all I
Yes.
had to talk about this week.
We yapped y'all's ears off for 2 hours and 6
Yeah.
minutes.
Happy to have Megan back as always. Like I
yeah,
love our episodes.
you're welcome to come back. Wow.
I just love you guys. We always say
I'm not good enough?
You are. What am I? Swiss cheese? over
Yeah.
here?
God damn.
I do
no,
love.
but I love like when we have. I love when we have little Megan on.
Oh, Megan.
Little Meg.
I love like every time I come on because then like I get a chance to be like sappy and like I just love being here and like you guys are two of my best friends. I just love you guys very much.
And we
Aw,
love
you. Do always
you.
give us a really nice outro.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Absolutely.
And you know who we also love? You all. And you should show us that back by rating, reviewing, liking, subscribing, and sharing with your your friends. So that way, like, you see how we're friends here? We can
We could be
grow.
doing this
We
with-
can grow this
Aw.
community.
We
The-
can.
this
the
could
pop
be
culture
us.
community.
Yeah.
It'd be
so-
hilarious at the end of this you looked and we weren't recording. One of my
Every episode.
one of my
every-
greatest fears
Don't
in
I've-
life.
I watch
have
it the
been
whole
watching,
episode.
I have been watching just to make sure it doesn't stop dialing in, just to make sure.
Dialing in.
What am I, a
Christ.
grandmother?
Anyways,
Lord
if you've made it this far, we really appreciate you. Everything helps. We would love to get more listeners. Donate. We're on our last leg.
She's asking for donations, actually.
I'm on my last whatever's left in my brain.
And whatever
honestly.
you do,
I was like, we
do
don't-
not feed soup to children at 2:17 in the morning who have been
Or
who have run out of their
do,
homes.
because they might die.
I don't know if he does it at 2:17 in the morning. It's just when they ran away.
Yeah.
That was when they ran
He feeds
away.
them soup at like dinner time. I think.
Oh, true,
Yeah. I
don't
true.
know. I
Okay,
don't know.
do not.
But you
if everyone may have an Aunt Gladys, do not
What?
let Aunt Gladys into your home.
I don't have an Aunt Gladys.
I don't think they
No,
did
but
either.
if
I
somebody
think you're right.
does, like an aunt that just disappears out of nowhere, don't let her into your home.
I think that's very rare.
Okay.
I hope
Anyways,
Just let her
thank you.
run. Just
Yeah,
let her
thank
go.
you.
Just
Thank
let
you,
her-
you
just let her
guys.
do it.
And most importantly, thank you, Megan. Friend of the pod. We talk about you a lot. And cheers to us.
Aw. Cheers to friendship.
It's plastic wine glasses, so you couldn't hear that. But
You know?
Yeah. Ting.
ting. And we'll see you next time. Bye.